that. It's like, oh, we've been live for like 30 seconds already, and the intro's gone. So I don't know. At some point the intro is just gonna be done, and oh, or maybe it didn't play at all. I don't know. There was supposed to be an intro, guys. If there wasn't one, well, just the way it is. Hi, welcome to Thursdays with us, Rock Players. How are you guys doing? Welcome, SPG, Ray, and Reaver the Beaver.
What's going on, man?
We will
What?
be joined later by Miss Phoenix as well, and
Oh,
there's a slight
nice.
slight chance we might get joined by Matthias as well, but we will see. So welcome, and what have you guys been playing?
Ooh, I let
You guys
SPG
always play
go.
fun, yeah.
Uh,
You guys always play fun, like interesting games that I never have time for.
I'm finishing up Cyberpunk for the last time. I played through Phantom Liberty, which is about 10 hours,
Mhm.
and I think I messed it up. So I went back and I'm replaying it,
Oh,
and I'm at the end, and it's definitely a different ending. So pretty interesting.
Yeah, nice. And what about you? Oh, what about you, Ray? Yes, Rulix, I'll
Well,
fix that. I just forgot.
I have to give a shout out to Raven Anime Pika. He turned me on to this game called Deceit 2. Actually, the devs gave him some keys and he gave me one. At first, I was like, I don't know, Pika. And then I played it. I am hooked. It's basically an adult Among Us game where it's a group of people and there's two monsters among you guys and you have to figure it out. So you do tasks, you run around and do tasks, but the monsters are trying to kill you, and you have to figure it out. So Pika was actually he was a human, and I was the monster, and I was able to talk people into killing him. So it's really cool. It's got a microphone like in-game audio, so you can talk to the people in the game and stuff. So it's really cool. But also been playing a lot of Cyberpunk and Marvel Snap. Thanks for having me here.
Always welcome here, Ray. Reaver, what about you?
um, I lately I've been playing some Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I've been trying to finish it up before I get Mirage next month. Um, and so on Saturday I'm gonna be streaming some BG3 with David and SPG. Uh, and yeah, cause I need to get back into BG3. Hope, hopefully if I get done Valhalla, I'll just get on some at Cyberpunk as well. And I've also been playing some Disney Dreamlight Valley too. I love that game.
Nice. I've been playing mostly FIFA, to be honest. It's been a FIFA week. Every now and then, it's one of the. To me, FIFA is like it's a comfort game. It's like the game where you're like, I don't really feel like doing anything. Like I just want to turn off my mind for a bit and just relax and do something. You're like, FIFA is always good for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have my career mode, the mode manager career mode. Like I play for like 2 hours every 2 months or something. Yesterday I actually finished my first season with Stockholm team Hammarby, and we finished first in the league and first in the cup. And I realized a career mode hack:
Uh-oh.
find free, like sign free agents, play with, put them in your first team for like 2 matches, and then put them on the market. I had like
Nice.
because free agents is, I mean, that's just players without a club. So you don't have to buy them. You just have to offer them a salary, and like yeah, I mean, I gave them a quite hefty sign-on bonus because, I mean, why not? Just to sweeten the deal. So it was like, yeah, here you get $100,000 and $5,000 a week, and you'll join the team tomorrow. And they're like, yeah, awesome. And then like 3 weeks later, I put them on the market list. Some like it was a pretty good player as well. And then I think it was Arsenal who was like, can we buy that guy for 22 million? Like, yep, sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
That shit's broken. So yeah, free way to get a good team in career mode FIFA, which is not an exploit I thought I would figure out, so but ever fine. But yeah, I did. And then a little bit of Baldur's Gate. I played Mirage for the first time as well on
Nice.
Tuesday on the stream. Speaking of which, I do need to draw the winners for the donor
There you go.
giveaways. So we'll see, Reaver. You might snag a copy before next month. We'll see who's. I do have one copy of that, and then and then Yeah, and then some of the crew as well to give away, and some other stuff as well. So yeah, lots of FIFA this week.
Right.
This is a pot. Yeah, that spaghetti looks good. The best thing, Reaver can't say anything about it, or Crystal will know. But
You
yeah,
know what? He started cooking it. I just finished it.
right, guys, shall we jump into some news maybe?
Yes, please.
Yes,
I'm,
please.
or we're just gonna stare at that pasta. I'm horribly unprepared, but we'll be fine. Let's see here. Where is it? That's the one we want to share, and then we bring it up on the stage. There we go. Let's start with GeForce Now for a change. I think I've done that last for the last like 3 weeks. So Forza Motorsport has finally arrived on GeForce Now. And has anyone jumped in yet?
Yes, I did. Shout out to my buddy Vet, Cozy Mountain Gamer, Gaming Mountain Gamer. He actually saw a clip, a video on his Thread channel where he was showing the car racing on the field. And when I saw that video, I just had to get on. So I actually played it on GFN. I played it on my Xbox console. It looks great. It looks great, man. It looks great. And it plays great.
Ray, have you played the Crew Motorfest yet? I'm curious to hear the comparison between them, because I've never played. I don't play racing games at all, but I did play a fair bit of the Crew, and I've never played Forza in my life. But I do have Game Pass, and I do have
Me
GeForce Now,
neither.
so I feel like maybe I should give it a go. But like, yeah, like I'm not a racing guy as it is, so. Curious to hear.
Love the card games. No, I have not played that game yet, but it is on my radar. But once again, shout out to Vet, man. Awesome video. Go check it out.
Yeah, welcome Mountain Gaming. And apparently he thinks that Forza is hands down better than the Crew. And I mean, I like the Crew. The thing is, what I like about the Crew is that it's so arcadey and silly. Like you can just switch to a plane, fly up in the air, and then switch to a boat and crash down into a river, and then bounce up on land and switch back to car again. Like the fact that I can do that, or just crash into things and not have to give a shit, is kind of nice. Because I'm not that good of a racer. Like I will crash into things, and I like that I'm not punished for doing that.
Yeah, I just feel bad because these cars look so good, and they show the scrapes and the bangs and everything that you do to the cars, and sorry, and yeah, looks great.
What happened back there? Ray.
You know what? You don't like it enough.
SPD, have you played Forza yet?
No, sir. I have not played Forza. Looks amazing, though.
Like, are you a racing guy in general?
No. No, the last racing game I liked was Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. So I've been out of racing for a long time.
Ooh, I like that one too.
How about you, Reaver?
I've never played Forza before. I've played some racing games. I played Gran Turismo. I played Need for Speed as well. I played Disney Speedstorm too. A little bit of Crystal.
I suppose kart race. I do play a lot of kart racers because that like you don't have to be good at driving for that.
Oh, and Mario Kart, obviously.
Oh, Mario Kart.
Mario Kart ain't that good.
Oh.
Crash Team Racing though. That's now we're talking. Yeah, let's not get into the. I've done that rant so many times. Let's not do it again. Instead, let's move on from racing into more racing. Need for Speed. No, that's a the GeForce Now recommended program is a new thing they're rolling out, where they're recommending physical products. That's supposedly extra good with GeForce Now. First out is Acer's new wireless router. So if you're in the market for the new router, GeForce Now recommends this one. Um,
I
I'm
bet,
not
I bet
totally.
they
I'm
do.
expecting nothing. Yeah, and I bet no money exchange hands at all for that to happen.
Um,
Is this router $200 or more? I'm betting it is.
Wouldn't surprise me. Let's take a look. Would not surprise me at all. Let's see. Shop. Yeah, and like certified for GeForce Now. Shop now, and it's got a pricing of loading. Yeah, $300. Good
There you
call.
go. Not for me.
good.
Yeah, I'm happy with my Nest
Uh,
Wi-Fi, guys. Like I just need to replace an Ethernet cable.
Now, I'm not saying that this router doesn't have
Well,
interesting features because it probably does.
no, it
It's
does.
Oh
probably
yeah,
got
4K,
beamforming,
120 frames per
all kinds of
second.
stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, W6.
But that's
yeah. It's
expensive.
probably great, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
expensive. Some new games coming to the cloud, and I mean this one is front and center. Good job, Paradox. Are any of you Trekkies?
me.
Like Star Trek.
Are you gonna
I'm
play
not-
this one?
Possibly.
Star
SPD, how
Trek
about you?
Infinite.
Yeah, you gonna play it?
Probably. I like Star Trek. So
You know what?
space
I'm gonna
combat can be really cool.
I
think-
Exploration
oh, yeah.
can be cool.
I think I'm gonna play from space first before I play Star Trek.
Yeah. Let's get into the full list. Forza we already talked about. We have next up we have From Space. Let's get people stressed about my amount of tabs. Let's just open all of these. So From Space. Let's begin with that. Let's go for that far for now. From Space is a great game. Oops, something went wrong. Included with Game Pass. So if you have PC Game Pass or Game Pass Ultimate, go ahead and have fun with it. Did you guys manage to play this before earlier? Have you played it yet?
Stadia
I was
did a long
meaning.
time ago.
Yeah.
Stadia.
So this is one of the Stadia darlings. I think the Stadia community was in love with this game.
I actually remember interviewing with Rokk. We interviewed, and we also interviewed him with some other people. But we interviewed the dev, the creator of this game, and he was describing it, and that was pretty cool. Pretty cool. And this game is awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's a top-down like twin stick shooter co-op thing, if I remember correctly, and those are always a lot of fun. It's very I love the colors. It's just so happy, deathy. So yeah, it's like just colorful splatter all around. It's like Splatoon but with aliens instead, and and actual guns instead of paint. So yeah, definitely want to check out. Hotel, a resort simulator with mixed reviews. Probably not one to check out though. Or maybe you're really into it. I don't know. Not gonna you do you if you're into this. Anyone else? Any of you feel like this is my jam? No.
You know what?
No.
Me and my wife love watching the House Channel and the resorts and stuff like that, the property and all that. So, you know what? I would be interested in that. I would do that.
Knocking on
yeah,
doors, asking if you need fresh towels. You need towels? That's all I can think of. Man. I
Oh
don't think
no, sir! Please. Oh my
Yeah.
God!
I think
Quit
it's more of
pointing at
a
me.
management sim game style game. More like
I know at least he's interested. He's like into the simulator game.
yeah. But I think he's more into the
Yeah, the driving ones.
yeah. Whereas this is more of a manager game, management game. I think, which is also a sim game,
Yeah.
just a different style of it. It's weird when we have like a genre called sim games, and then you have two different styles of sim games. Hello, Miss Phoenix.
Hey.
Hello.
It's Phoenix.
Hello.
Hey guys.
How are you? Long time no see. Happy to have you
Good.
here.
Oh my god, it's loads today. Hello.
Hi.
How's
How
everyone
are you?
doing?
No, we're doing
Doing
fine. How are
good.
you? Finally, things have finally
Yeah,
calmed down at
good,
work. I
good.
hope. I heard you had a busy couple of
I've
weeks.
just had such a mental time. Yep, really busy couple of weeks, well, months really in work. Yeah, that's all done. There was a big event. That was last week. Yeah, had a
All
really
smooth
nice
sailing from here
day.
on out then.
Yeah, all good. And
Yeah.
I was treated to a coffee at lunchtime by Rokk today, so it was lovely.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, I say coffee.
nice.
He got me a iced tea. I think he was a bit disappointed with my drink choice.
Nah, nothing wrong with iced tea. Iced tea's fine.
That was really nice. It is lovely.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I always forget the fact that you two live in the same neighborhoods.
We do, yeah, like not even 15 minutes
So
away
wait a
from
minute.
each other. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Are you a rugby chief? Are you a Chief fan? Are you a Chief fan? I need to know.
Yes, they are my
Okay. All right.
closest club.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right.
Nice. Yeah, speaking
Pass
speaking
the
of rugby has actually been all over my TikTok feed this week, with Ireland doing so well in the World Cup. Apparently, like I had no idea there even was a World Cup until I started seeing clips of the Irish fans in the arena in France singing "Zombie" by the Cranberries, which was just goosebump moments. I was
Yeah.
like when that happens, like I'm gonna watch the next game. I won't probably, but like it got me so hyped. So yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah. I can walk to the stadium, Ray. I'm pretty close. Probably
Yeah,
shouldn't
that's a lot
say
true.
that, but like, I'm really close.
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome. I spent most of my evenings at a pitch, the football pitch, not a rugby pitch, but still, but for kids, it's a lot of fun. But also sometimes you like when the rain is pouring down, you're like, why am I doing this again? But yeah, it's all part of the sport. Speaking of rain, Salt Sea Chronicles looks interesting. Wouldn't you say? Right, like story focused adventure with very interesting art style. Any interest in that one? No. Okay, moving on. This one. So for all the Trekkies out there, unfortunately, seeing some mixed reviews so far. But as someone who loves Stellaris, and this is technically a spin-off, if you're into strategy games and or Star Trek, definitely check this one out. I think Stellaris is incredible, and this is basically Stellaris in the Star Trek universe. So, without having played it, I'm down. I'm sold.
Yeah, I like
Nice.
Star Trek. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like this version of what they made here, because Stellaris, a buddy bought that for me, and there's like a novel to learn of how to play that actual game and play it like well.
And the funniest thing is, Stellaris is actually the easiest one to learn out of all the Paradox Interactive games. Like out of all of them, that one is by far the easiest to learn. But yes, it is quite a steep hill to climb. But once you do, it's a game that will stick around for ages. Like I don't play 1,000 hours of games in general, unlike SPG does, but I have, I think, 5, like all Paradox Development Studios games combined. I have over 1,500 hours probably at this point.
Oh
Wow.
wow!
That's so much I have Valhalla. Over almost 1,600 now.
Dang,
Damn, that's a lot.
that's
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of
one of those-
raiding. Raid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Stellaris is one of those games where you can, a single playthrough takes like 50 to 80 hours, and then every single playthrough is different, and it's one of those where you play over and over and over and over again. So yeah, it's easy to waste decades in that game, and they hold up pretty well over time as well. And like every new expansion pack they release is like this. If you pay $10, you get these features, but you get half of those features even if you don't pay. So it's nice for everyone. Like it's a nice bonus for even if you don't want to get the DLCs. So like the game now, Stellaris now or Stellaris on launch is 2 different games, completely. So yeah,
I've just done something really stupid. I was reading the text on the right, and I thought, "Oh, they've put it in Klingon," but it's not.
It's Swedish. Yeah, I forgot I was using. I forgot I was using Edge
Which
today.
is a real language, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah.
What, Swedish or Klingon? Because I'm pretty sure both are.
Klingon. No, both.
Miss Phoenix, what did he put in your tea, Miss Phoenix?
I don't know. Those weren't bobas.
Yeah, definitely Swedish. The thing is, I'm not like usually I use Chrome, and in Chrome the Steam webpage are in English, but in Swedish, like in Edge, they're in Swedish, and I don't know why we changed that setting for me, because I have no idea why. But at this point, I just go with it, and I just happen to click Edge instead of Chrome today. So yeah, I guess you're getting the descriptions in Swedish. But yeah, in general, very hard to get into, but once you get in, it's a great game. Tribe is a game I've seen. This is a game I've seen before, I think. So it's okay. Primitive Builder. Okay, I think I'm mixing this art style up with something else. Looks pretty gorgeous actually. But it's a survival game. It seems like.
Okay.
Where you're on a primitive island of sorts. It's
Like
an interesting take on an like overexposed genre. I would argue, but looks
Yeah,
pretty
right
good.
there. It looks like somebody abused Wilson. And I don't mean David Wilson. I mean like from Castaway.
Yeah, the Castaway. Yeah,
Yeah.
or someone, or maybe he grew a body finally.
There you go.
Wow.
Wilson, the football, grew a body and turned into this game. Yeah. But yeah, like for as survival games go, it looks pretty good. But I mean, if you have played 10, you've played all of them.
Yeah, that is a sad thing, but whenever you can get a group of people together and chaos ensues while you're trying to build, it is a lot of fun if you can, wrangle everyone to play.
Rokk, I don't have enough tabs open because I haven't opened all of that. Like I didn't have time to prepare things. So we're just getting started, mate. We're gonna open so many more tabs, but I'm doing a couple at a time today, not to stress everyone else, especially Phoenix out.
Oh shit.
I remember I saw you in chat last time, Felix, being like mind blown by my amount of tabs.
That looks like a nightmare, Bjorn. Oh my god.
Lords of the Fallen. Who's into that?
Ooh.
I played the original Lords of the Fallen.
Me too.
So I'd be interested.
I mean, I played a little bit of it.
Be interested.
Never got to finish it though.
So what is this? A remake?
Yeah, I believe so. Or would it be?
Looks
That's
amazing.
Because they would have said Lords of the Fallen remake. It's
yeah, that's true.
Wasn't the first one called something different? Like not Lords of the Fallen, but like Lord of the Fallen or something like that?
I think it was just Lords of the Fallen.
It reminds me of Elden Ring.
Hold on, I'll look it up.
I mean, it's a very similar game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it's
probably
basically
Dark Soulsy is what it looks like to me. It looks like, hey,
it's a very Soulsy one.
counter, block, roll, attack.
So
That's
the
what it looks
20,
like.
the 2014 one was called Lords of the Fallen, and this one is also called Lords of the Fallen.
So it's probably some sort of reboot, remake, reimagining thing,
right?
I've heard great early reviews seem to be really good for it.
Yeah.
But yes, it's definitely a Souls-like. Right, because it has this thing where you die, you don't respawn. You just are transported into a different, the dead world, and with the with undeads and ghosts. And then when you die in there, you go back again to the other world.
Yeah.
I can definitely tell you it didn't have those graphics in the 2014 one.
No.
No, that looks amazing. Like I said, it reminds me of Elden Ring, of how well crafted the visuals are.
But I enjoyed the 2014 version. I mean, I enjoyed it. I had fun, and I'm liking the reviews. So I mean, this is something I would definitely want to play. But I'm horrible at Souls games, so I'd probably I'd probably put on some cheats, to be honest with you guys.
Parry.
Exactly.
Slice and dice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, definitely. Reaver and Phoenix, are you gonna play this?
I think I'll give it a go. Yeah, like I said, I played a little bit of the 2014 one. I was like, I don't remember when, but it was pretty cool though when I played it.
I love how they escalate the boss encounters.
Yeah.
Like they're getting huge.
Yeah.
Just like Elden Ring, and I don't know. The art style looks very creepy, man.
Oh yeah.
I know it's on GFN, Rokk. I don't know if it's on Game Pass. I don't think it's on Game Pass. I can double check.
Yeah, Lords of the Fallen, Steam and Epic Games. Only Steam and Epic Games Store versions are on GeForce Now for now.
Oh, okay.
For now.
Oh.
But it's also obviously on everything. It's I think if I would play this game, I would maybe after a couple of like 10 to 15 hours, maybe I would manage to finish the tutorial. That's my general view of this. I suck at Souls likes.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, so I just don't play them. But it
Oh
looks
my
dope, and like the amount of teeth in this thing, wow.
Whew. Man,
And I can like I mean you can see the like with the coloring of the teeth, they're like tooth hygiene is not something they care about, and I can imagine why, because it would take like all day to clean
well,
those
look
teeth.
at the hand. He's got
Hey.
got arms and hands coming out.
If I was a dentist, this would look like job security. Okay.
Yeah, he definitely needs some ortho. Needs some good orthodontist.
Exactly. Needs a good dental plan. An Xbox game, and this is interesting because this is not a Game Pass game, and so it's just the
Oh,
Xbox edition,
okay.
or like the Windows Store edition. But yeah, because Bad North is already on GeForce Now on other platforms, but now the Xbox version is as well. And this game is one of my sleeper hits. I mean, it came out years ago, but I played it first earlier this year on my phone, and it's one of the like mobile sleeper hits of this year for me. Have any of you played this?
No, but
No.
if you would have showed me this before I played Stadia, I would have said, I would never play this. I wouldn't check it out. But because of Stadia and giving us all those games that I tried that I never would have played, and I liked a bunch of them, I would definitely give this a go, though. What were your thoughts on it? Besides liking it, like what is it about?
So basically, it's a like it's a horde survival game, sort of strategy game. You have four units can be you deploy on a map, and then these enemies will come in boats and they will try to burn down these houses. So your troops' job is to protect the houses. The more houses you protect, the more coins you get, and you can use those coins to upgrade. And then it's like a slow burn. Like this is the upgrade tree. I think let's see if they have a map view. No, they do not have a map view in here. Maybe it's in the trailer. Let's see. Just gonna mute that. So it's let's see if there's a map here. So like the different styles of units have different abilities, and different enemies have different strengths and weaknesses. So so throughout the game you will find like new troops, and you will basically like shape them to be what you want. And yeah, there we go. There's a map.
So it's kind of a tower defense type game then.
Yeah, but
In a
then like
way.
it's more of a like real time. There you go. So basically, like this line here is like these islands are now like just killed by the clouds or something. Like this is now like destroyed. And these are the islands like you're like hopping through island and trying to defend it and basically like save the people on it so they can evacuate with you as you try to get away from this storm that's chasing behind, and while you're also being chased by these enemies. And it's on Game Pass, but it is available. It's been on like a couple of different humble bundles. I think I own it on both Epic. It's been free on Epic. I think I own it on Epic and on Steam.
Okay.
And it's part of Google Play Pass for your phone.
Oh,
Probably part of Apple Arcade as well. The mobile port is great. It's one of those like a single level takes like 2 minutes, 5 minutes, something in between.
okay.
But it can get ruthlessly hard. I think I played it 3 times on easy mode before I managed to get far enough to be able to bump up the difficulty. So yeah, it's a great real time strategy game. It's very minimalistic in what you have available to you, what you do in the game at all, and like how and the art style, and then very like the blood splatter is very colorfully red. So yeah, it's like I love it. It's a great game. Of course, like once you've played through the full like the maps are randomly generated, as are the island map. But after you play it through like once or twice, I mean you've played all of it, all there is to know about it. So yeah, like you choose your path, and then you have your archers shoot some guys. But like once one troop, like if the whole regiment is killed, that regiment is gone for the rest of the game. And you will maybe find like every 10 levels maps you might find one new regiment that you can recruit into your team.
Hmm.
So it's like protect your troops at all costs, because if you lose them, you're gonna be screwed. Essentially. So yeah, Bad North is great. Next we have Call of the Sea, the Xbox Microsoft Store version. Again, not a Game Pass game. I like that. I like that they've started adding more like non-Game Pass games as well.
I heard this one was actually good. I've
Yeah,
never played it though.
I played a little bit, never finished it, but I played a little bit of it.
Anyone else play this?
No, I've heard it's
No.
good though. I really like the
same.
art direction.
Yeah.
Looks like something I'd get into for sure.
Yeah. Same here. Oh,
Yeah, and Neil has also played it and I think it's good.
okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a chill puzzler, but that can probably get kind of intriguing at points. Next up we have For the King, which is I think that's also, it's a strategy RPG that blends tabletop and roguelites. Another one that I've been interested in. I don't think I have it, and I haven't played it. But if it's basically, I think it's like a strategy game, like RPG, like JRPG almost combat, like in terms of combat. And and it has been free on Epic. Maybe I hope I claimed it, because I've been keen on trying this.
Now that's old school turn based right there.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
JRPG is like old school, like Final Fantasy meets Heroes of Might and Magic, or almost.
Yeah.
And with there's something about this like blocky art.
it's kind of cool. They break apart.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, I like the art style, and the enemy variety seems to be quite big. And,
some people
that's a
can't
nice
stand this kind of combat, but if you can get into it, usually the stories are really good. Usually.
Oh, it was on Stadia as well. Nice. I must have missed that one. Yeah, I'm keen to try that one. Golf with Friends, the Windows Store version is also out.
yeah. Now I know we all. I know I played this.
I have to. I play on
It's
Xbox and
bonkers.
PlayStation.
It can be fun with a lot of friends, but it can also be aggravating when you know the one secret on where to hit the ball, because you can do it every time. So it can be a little frustrating.
Yeah, I mean it's just bonkers. That's all. Like the only way to describe it, it's just madness.
It is.
Uncontrolled madness on a mini golf course.
And another reason why a lot of people may not have liked it is because when it was dropped on Stadia, there was a bunch of courses that were broken.
Yeah.
That you couldn't.
Oh right,
play on.
yeah.
Yeah, on tables.
I think first time I tried it, I couldn't, like the button to hit the ball didn't work. For like 2 weeks.
That's a failure to launch, isn't it?
Yeah,
and no one else had this problem. It was only me, and I had no idea what caused it. And it just disappeared after 2 weeks.
Did you hit the X button?
No,
Come on.
There was sometimes you would go through the, like in the beginning you were like glitching through the floor, your ball would land somewhere. But
I've seen that.
it's bugs. You report the bugs and then they fix it.
But there we go. Let's stress people out with more tabs.
Yeah, I think I've seen someone play on the candy one. Like I don't know which one. I think it was like one of the last holes. Like they glitched underneath the floor when it was like in a straight line of the hole, and they were able to actually shoot it all the way underneath the floor and got in the hole. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes bugs are fun. Sometimes they are very much not so.
Yes.
So yeah, Metro. If you're interested in being a Metro driver in Moscow, this is the game for you.
They would all die.
Wow.
All die.
What a niche market.
Crazy things happen on the subway. What does the game entail? Are you like, stop peeing in that corner? Don't drink on the train?
I think you're just the driver.
They have rats. There's rats.
Yeah.
Never mind the rats riding with you. Just let them sit down next to you.
They paid for the
Yeah.
ride too. Get
It,
along.
it looks so much like one of the like
Yeah.
I mean the style of like some simulator games, like if you say like, oh, it's a simulator game, the one where you like pretend to do a job in a game, I think most people will have like an image of an art style with like really bad graphics, and this is so falling into that trap for me.
I'm just so
Like-
confused. Isn't it like all underground? So are you going to see anything?
Yeah, it's supposed
Yeah,
to be.
you're just
You're
gonna
just
see
gonna be in one
tunnels
big
and
tunnel.
stations.
That's true. Think about all the design real estate they didn't have to mess with. It's just a tube. That's
Yeah.
genius. It's probably high frame rate.
Yeah, I mean, if you showed someone images of like these images and said like, guess which year this game came out, no one would guess 2023. I think.
Look at the
No,
front of that
honestly,
train.
no, right that view right there. That looks like you're riding on one of our subways out here in San
Look
Francisco.
at the texture.
So
Beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, compare that to like the Stockholm Underground, where every single train station within our Stockholm subway network is an art installation. Like there is art, like the Stockholm's Underground system is the longest free art museum in the world.
oh wow.
Fun fact.
You can't.
Every single
turn
station
either.
has a piece of art on it.
Like it said, listen to that. Realistic train control. It's a freaking lever for speed. What are you talking about? You're not
To be
driving,
fair-
bro.
to
You're not
be
gonna make a
fair-
left turn. You're not making a left or right.
A couple
No.
of years ago, hang on, I gotta see if I can find an image of this. So a couple of years ago, there was
And
a
Careful
and
what
this
you're
is-
typing.
And this is part 2, SPG. This is part 2.
Wow.
so yeah,
sequel.
this image.
What the?
So
Okay,
This
they
is a
can
fun
make-
one.
They can make left turns. They're not supposed to. Okay.
Wow.
I lived up the road from this place when this happened. Like I remember waking being like because I was up quite a bit of video games quite late. Like as I was going to bed, I heard like a loud explosion. I was like, "What was that?" And I was like, "Ah, never mind." And then went to sleep, and then when I went down to take the train the next morning to go to work, I was like, "Why is there a train sticking out of a building?"
Oh my god.
So yeah, I have some pictures of my own from this.
Bjorn? Where
Honey,
is it supposed to be?
Honey,
The
you
track-
got the TV too
Yeah.
loud. Turn the TV down. It's too loud. Too
Like, I
loud,
swear.
honey.
I swear it's not
So
the way I left.
basically, I think that yeah. So here's where the track ends, and then it's like another like 50 meters and up until this house. So basically, what happened was someone was cleaning this train at this train yard like 5 stations away, and someone had left the keys in the ignition and the ignition on without realizing it. So the cleaning person just accidentally bumped the lever with her
By accident.
by
yeah, sure.
accident while cleaning, and like the train started backing, like moving, and it was just like, what do I do? What do I do? And just started pressing buttons in panic.
Now.
Which I managed to press the button
Yeah,
to turn. No, she actually didn't do just that. She actually managed to press the button that would change the direction of it because it was essentially backing out of the depot. And then she managed to hit the button to make it go forward on the actual tracks, and then just speeded faster and faster and faster until it just crashed into this massive. You know how the final stations of train stations, they have these massive iron blocks to stop thing. It just crashed right into one of those and just flew 50 meters. It crashed into a building.
Wow.
Luckily no one died. Everyone the cleaning lady was I think broke some bone.
She
She
in
was
her-
fired,
and,
Bjorn. She was
and the-
fired.
Say definitely, but
I think so, yeah.
Mistakes happen. You
Ask
know,
my-
it's an accident.
Hey, now that's a
You know, it's
big
an
accident.
accident.
Okay,
That's an accident.
Oh yeah. It was quite a big deal.
but I will say this though: she wouldn't have been able to activate it if there was a steering wheel and like some shifting gears. But it's one lever.
Yes.
Yeah.
One lever.
So I remember this vividly. It was quite the shock to go down to the train station the morning afterwards. What the hell?
Oh, poor lady.
Yeah, it was. She was just. It was a pure accident, and
Yeah.
luckily, the people in the building, they had the bedroom over here and were sleeping. So, they just woke up and looked out. Went out next to the bedroom and saw a massive train in their living room and kitchen. So it's a wonder no one got badly hurt.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was 10 years ago at this point. But yeah, So yes, you
Mistakes
can
were
actually.
made, Bjorn. Mistakes were made.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
big mistakes, that's for sure.
So who knows? Maybe like if I could do this in Metro Simulator 2, I'm down.
Yeah,
That would be awesome.
me too.
Wow.
Like
Yeah.
we've been playing
Ooh,
or
Moonbreaker.
Sierra drives. I just do all the shit talking from the passenger seat. But she plays
So,
American Truck Simulator. And I wish you could crash in that game. You can pass cops that are on the side of the road, like arresting or giving somebody a ticket. And you can even carry hazardous cargo. So like, if you're carrying TNT, you should be able to explode or whatever. But anyway, it's a fun game though.
Yeah, I mean, imagine like I feel if they went like it's one of the thing where like if you open the door to player freedom, the game is going to be bonkers, unless you're Larian and making Baldur's Gate, essentially, and nitpicking every single detail of the entire game, which is just no one in the right mind is going to do that, which is why they did it. So yeah, it's like Goat Simulator. Like the reason Goat Simulator is funny is because they just went like, screw it. Let's just make the this we have a bug where like the physics will be just insane when this thing happens. Like leave it, it's funny. Like that's like you either go down that route or it's like let's lock down everything that we don't want the player to do. And I'm guessing in the like American Truck Simulator, it's like we want this to be a serious thing. Whereas I think a lot of people who play it probably love that about it, but a lot of people probably would be like, oh, if I could just crash things and do stupid things, that would be so much more fun.
Anytime they give you more player choices and more player consequences, I'm always down for that. Always. Doesn't matter what game it is. Like Battlefield 2, when I first grabbed that game and checked it out, if somebody ran in a building to hide, you could just bring the whole building down. You could just destroy all four corners, and they were going to die under the rubble. It was cool.
Wow, that must not be on the mobile version because when I played, you weren't able to bring any houses down. Wow, I got to play this version then.
This is Battlefield 2 though, from like PS3.
Wow.
I think you could do the same on 4.
Yeah, Crisis had a lot of that as well.
Wow.
I think so both Crytek and DICE have been good at that for like destructibility.
Yeah, you could definitely do it on 4. Because I remember the skyscraper used to come down in the middle of one of the maps.
Yes.
And it used to cause absolute like lag fest. You'd be lucky if you made it through the rest of the game.
I played a lot of World in Conflict, which is a game by the nowadays Ubisoft Massive. It was before they became Ubisoft Massive, when they were just Massive. They made this strategy game called World in Conflict, which was like top-down strategy game, like RTS, that was quite fast-paced, which also had like everything was destructible, and the game, like especially in multiplayer and in the later stages of the campaign, you had like airstrikes and nukes you can drop, and like the second someone did that, everything just became like it took like 5 minutes of gaming of a multiplayer match, and then the map was just a gray flat area. Like you would start the game and it would be like, oh, you have like this city over here, and they have this field, and they have like a village down here. And like, I'm sending my troops down the village. You send your troops up to the city, and then we'll crush them in the middle. And then 5 minutes down, it's like, it's just gray wasteland, all of it. Like nothing is still standing. Every single match. It was a great game. I wish it would see some love and be remade or something. But yeah, Moonbreaker is a game that I'm interested in.
Yeah, I was liking it.
Yeah. I mean, so basically, this is think Warhammer, like physical Warhammer, but turned into a video game. But obviously due to like, and I think it was a case of like they couldn't get the Warhammer license, which is weird because they seem to give their license to fucking everyone. So they pretty much just said, all right, let's make our own world and our own universe, and then called up Brandon Sanderson, the fantasy author, and was like, hey, could you help us write come up with an expansive sci-fi universe? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I have some time over, except when I'm not writing my like 16 books a year or whatever he does. And they created this game, which is basically a like tabletop like turn-based strategy game, like a tabletop Warhammer, and you can paint your minis in the game, like to millimeter detail, like you can, just like you could with real minis, and then put those painted minis in the game.
David will be remiss if I don't explain. David has 340 hours into his first playthrough of BG3, but 100 hours of that was him reloading.
Yeah. So
I always do that.
add that on, you get 440 hours.
Yeah, he's too obsessed with trying to 100% that game.
Yeah, well, what he wants to do is he's like, ooh, a squirrel. What does the squirrel have to say?
I think me and David is probably around the same. Like, we've gotten about as far into the game, both of us. I think I have like 40 hours in that playthrough.
Well, certain things in the game can make you a little anal about stuff. Like in the first act, anyway. I played it so many times. But when the game finally come out, there's like a few instances where a rat will run into a room and die right away. And I'm like, I got to know what that rat says.
Yeah.
So, like, it's a rabbit hole. Be careful.
I'm saving that for my later playthrough. The first playthrough, I was like, oh, a rat. Oh, it's dead. Oh, whatever. I'll save that for next time. Don't worry about it. Like, oh, I accidentally aggroed everyone in this village and killed, and everyone ended up dying. They were probably really important. Like, well, yeah. They probably were. I'll see them next time, and just move on. So yeah, I'm doing a very different playthrough, I think, from David, who's a bit more keen on seeing more things. But yeah, so basically, just wanted to show this this mini painting part. Like, this is how you can go in detail and paint, zoom in on the tongue and paint different shades on the tongue if you want to, and it's insane.
Create your own creature. That's cool.
Yeah, and and they can save and share your paint jobs with others as well. And then put them down in like a battlefield like this and play like a strategy board game. Looks pretty dope, and it costs $30 ish. Narita Boy is a game that I think has been out for it's been out for 2 years. But it looks very old school in a cool way.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a unique art style, and like the fact that they even have like the CTR screen edges is just cute.
Wow.
I wonder how much a game design went into. Hey, how come his legs look weird? They're like, I don't know. I can't. It's not working.
I can't.
They're like, no, leave it.
I can't draw legs. Let's put it in the game anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't draw legs for shit, so I mean, I would do that 100%. It's like it's
Hands
intentional.
are
There we
a little
go.
complex.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like that on purpose. Okay.
Yeah, and antlers is fine. There we go. Legs, nah. Let's just line done.
Dude.
Move on.
Come on.
I mean, I'm gonna say it looks fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I love this art style. It looks so good.
I'm not sure if my eyes could handle that for long.
I agree.
Same.
With Phoenix. I agree.
And I'm not.
I could.
It's too flat.
Wearing the right glasses.
And like this style of gameplay is also really not my game. But I am keen. Like if this showed up on Game Pass, I would like, yeah, I'll give it a go, just because of the art style alone.
Ray's not a giant fan of certain platformers.
I get, you know what? Honestly, don't ever judge a book by its cover. There's games that I've looked and I was like, nah, I don't think I'll ever do that. And then I play it. Rubber Bandits.
What's that boy game you were playing? Meat Boy, or what was that called?
Excuse me.
Super Meat Boy. Yeah, that's a game I have.
Yeah, Super Meat Boy.
Oh, you scared me there for a minute.
No.
We've gone back to the flying hot dogs again. The flying wieners.
Yeah.
Gotta beware at those games.
This looks. I love this. I like.
So yeah, this is basically a co-op game where you're a team of bank robbers, but you're also trying to compete to get out of it with like everyone goes in together,
and then you're trying to leave as many of your team behind and leave with the money as possible.
Essentially, yes. Like all of you go in, and then you you try to get out, but we'll be the only one to leave with the treasure.
Oh my god!
All I can think of is the Dark Knight opening. How they're doing the thing and every one of them starts dying.
This looks like Get Packed meets Worms.
Oh.
Some of these physics-based games
would
are
be
a lot of fun.
Like the physics, they remind me of
Yeah.
Gang Beasts. Also,
I
like
like-
you know, fall flat in
Yeah.
party animals.
Yeah, I think this
I'm-
looks really fun.
I would play that. I would
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this one is on Game Pass and is
Right.
also on GeForce Now. So this one we can play. We could have like a you could have a community
It's
stream or
only
something with this at some
$4.99
point.
too.
Yeah, it's very cheap if you don't own it already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
A
this
Rubber
looks
Bandits
fun.
party. We
Rubber
could do
Bandit.
it.
Yeah, that would be fun. Next up, Sifu.
Ooh.
Oh,
Won some plenty of awards on the Game Awards last year, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's quite a looker, I would say.
has something to do with aging, or I think like you get older,
Wow.
you get younger, or
He
something.
got some Matrix moves.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, it's like it's supposed to be one of the best brawlers in years. From what I learned from what I read in reviews last year when
Okay.
it came
I
out.
hope they have Bruce Lee noises in there. If they do, I'm sold. I need to hear those.
Yeah, and it's like a very very much an indie game. I think it might have been a solo dev even, or at least a very small team.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's gruesome and it's supposedly really good.
Isn't this like a roguelike type too? Like if you
Don't know,
okay,
might be.
All right.
Yeah, it's like beat people up. Beat people up the game. It's supposedly really really good.
I'm paying attention to when the characters connect and they're actually connecting.
Yeah.
They did a really good job on the design here.
Yeah, so I think it's initially like a linear story, but I think this seems to be like some sort of expansion or like update that the final update that added arenas and challenges and roguelites.
I'm gonna have to check this one out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sifu. Big hit last year. Next up we have Star Renegades, which is a role-playing game with a lot of pretty colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is better than
Yeah.
that other one.
Yeah, this is like pixel art,
Yeah.
really high quality
Yeah.
pixel art.
That's real cool art style there.
I really like the pink. I like the pink
Yeah.
color.
Pink's
Would
cool
go
art.
well with your room,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an RPG from Raw Fury, and it looks pretty good. I think it's again one of those that's not on Game Pass, but the Windows Store version is now available. Streets of Rogue, not I was going to say Streets of Rage. No, this is not Streets of Rage. This is Streets of Rogue.
That's what I was
Definitely.
thinking. I was like, what?
Yeah. So this it looks like a very old school, like almost TB-esque RPG of sorts. Then we have Supperland, and this one I've heard great things about. Never touched. Have anyone else played this one?
Hey, it's Gumby. Oh, sorry. Reminds me of
No.
Gumby a little bit.
No,
Or Mr.
no.
Bill. Mr. Bill from.
No.
If you think a giant kid controls everything, why can't we see it? Giant kid up here.
You remind
Yeah.
me of a kid from Ant Boy. I don't know why.
That does look neat, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard great things about this one. It looks like a survival game, but very interesting concept
Yeah.
of being like
That giant kid in the backyard is your god. You
yeah,
better-
essentially.
Oh wait, actually, it reminds me of Grounded. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like grounded, but with instead of like garden, it's just like a playground,
Yeah.
kids playground and toys.
Like a little sandbox.
So what?
Oh, it's actually not a survival game. It's actually a first-person open-world puzzle platformer.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This is like a sandbox now.
Yeah,
Okay.
with pretty great reviews.
Awesome.
Oh.
And then there's a 6 inches under.
Warning!
I'm an
Not gonna go
adult.
there.
He's
Okay.
naked.
So this seems to be like
Right here.
Wow.
same game, but a more a newer version, maybe like a new release or spin-off. Which is and like this description, yeah. A mix of Portal, Zelda, and Metroid. Exploration, puzzles, and combat. A first-person Metroidvania taking place in 6 inches under Supperland. So a different take on the same universe. Yeah, you don't need to have played other Supperland games before you play this one, apparently.
What an interesting title.
It is.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Next we have The Surge.
Down below.
I played The Surge.
What'd you think?
Right. Yeah, what do you think?
It's
Was it good?
interesting. I actually
Sweet.
played this Surge 2, which I thought Surge 2 was a little bit better, but it was fun. You know, you build up your metal, your armor, attachments and stuff, and you just fight. But you got to know how to block. You got to know how to hit at the right moments and stuff against robots.
Yeah, very chunky robots, like slow-moving,
Right.
heavy hitting.
Exactly.
This is another
Yeah.
Souls type game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I can tell. Parry!
Yeah, it looks good.
Parry!
Parry,
Block!
exactly.
Roll!
Dodge,
Yeah.
hit.
Dodge,
Like,
yeah.
dodge 20 times
Yeah.
and then you hit once, and then
Yeah,
you dodge
man.
19 times and then you
There
hit,
we
and then you
go.
dodge 18 times and then you hit.
Backflip.
Yeah, it reminds me of the scene from like the Dungeons and Dragons movie where they are supposed to get the instructions on how to cross the bridge. If you haven't seen the movie, see it. It's actually pretty good.
That's what I'm talking about. Love
No,
football.
David, no, it was not on Game Pass. I think, at least not to my knowledge.
Love tennis
Yeah, this
football.
one. Yeah, this looks. I'm intrigued by this one. So, have you played it?
I have not played this particular game, but if you are old like me, these were the kind of like the first soccer games you played. Was these games
This looks
like this?
better
So-
than the first soccer games, to be honest, even though it's the
So-
same type of graphics, but
Yeah.
right. So I mean,
Phoenix, when you hear them say soccer, does it like itch in you as well?
Yeah.
Hey, you want to know the funniest
sorry,
thing?
Football. What's that?
You want to know the funniest thing though that I've learned is that the reason Americans say soccer is because when no, it's not even because of that. It's because when the sport was exported from the UK to the US, at that time it was so long ago that in the UK the initial name for the sport was soccer. So the Americans are now the only ones in the world using the original name for the sport, whereas
tell him
everyone
that.
else.
Yeah, don't tell Ray that.
Yeah, no.
Don't tell him that.
So yeah, apparently the Americans are the only ones getting it right.
No.
I'm not sure I believe
I've
that.
ever heard that. That's the first time I've ever heard that.
It was quite a respectable TikTok account that I saw it on, like someone that is pretty known
Don't
for being
believe
factual.
TikTok. Bjorn.
I think it was like Tom Scott, like which is like maybe the
watched all kinds
nerdiest
of shorts.
guy I've ever
You
seen.
need to be
Just
careful.
my mom did not want me to play football, so I had to play football. So that's the sport that I played.
Yeah,
was-
like
was-
I gotta say, like
I love your
football is pretty
response
fun.
to Rudigs. That's
Like-
amazing, Ray.
Hold on, I got some follow up with
That's
that.
amazing.
Yeah, do you need tiny feet to play tiny football? Yeah, it looks like I kind of want to play it just because it looks so cute. But lastly, of the games list of games to join this week is Yes Your Grace,
Oh.
which is a game that I'm actually very intrigued to play. Because it's basically a RPG, like strategy RPG game where you are the ruler of a kingdom. But it looks pretty like there's something about it. Like just like you have people coming in and be like, "Hey, I bring with you to you this thing that I want help with," or it's like you have people on trials and like you have to make decisions all the time. And then there's just sort of a strategy game around that. I'm intrigued by it.
Oh,
I
did you
hope-
just cut someone's head off?
Yeah, I hope
Yep.
there's a Game of Thrones scene where you just like ring a
Hey.
bell and walk slowly behind him.
That's it.
Shame!
Shame.
That's
Yeah.
that's Henry VIII, man.
It gives me vibes of Reigns, and Reigns is a great game.
Reigns is a great game.
Yes,
yeah, this
it
gives me
was.
vibes
Yes,
of
it
that, but like Reigns, if it was more complex,
Yes.
is what the vibes I'm getting from this, and that sounds fun to me. So yeah, I'm gonna hopefully check this one out at some point. I think I even might have picked it up from some bundle or something.
Hey man, see, if you get a wife and she doesn't treat you right, you can just have her beheaded
Chop her
and
head
just
off.
get
Yeah,
another one.
and if that's your thing,
Go,
Crusader
play.
Kings 3 is full of that. Like the like out of context, Crusader Kings 3 is the most horrific thing you'll ever read on the internet.
Oh,
Because it's like people plotting how to kill their own kids, or like I didn't like my oldest son was so bad, so I married him to a horse, and then I murdered both of them. It's like
now
and
those
that,
are
and everyone,
choices.
and everyone would be like, yeah, that's perfect and normal, because like,
Horse
in
fights are
the
level.
context of Crusader Kings, which is I love that. But yeah. So that's the GeForce Now news. Let's move over to PlayStation, because PlayStation had some
I call
big
that
news
game
drop.
horse fucked on a lower level.
Oh, by the way, Miss Phoenix, your PlayStation comments the other day, you won the internet. So I just want to let you know that.
I didn't see that. What? Remind me. What was that?
No. You don't want me to remind you. You don't.
What did I say?
What did
It
you
was
say?
just very unladylike and very nasty.
They,
What did I say?
they were talking about the largeness of the PS Slim. Yeah, it was great.
Oops.
Biggest consoles.
Maybe.
She likes
So yeah.
she likes that terabyte. All that terabyte you're getting with the new console.
I do.
Yeah, I mean, storage is the biggest gripe, I think, with any console. So, the more storage, the better. By the way, I realized a silly thing with the PlayStation, with the PlayStation 5. You do have several USB ports on it, so you could, in theory, hook up several USB drives, or maybe even a USB hub, and then like 5 USB drives. Except it can only read a single USB drive at a time. So if I have like an extended storage drive in there, and I'm like, oh, I want to have a USB stick with like 32 gigs. I want to transfer some of those recordings I captured. I gotta unplug the other one first, even though I have 3 USB slots, because it can't read more than one at a time. I'm like, why?
So then the way it was designed is the PCI lane. There's only one attached to the
Yes.
to the USB. That's why.
Yeah, I was so frustrated about
It
that.
has multiple it says multiple ports on it. I got like one that has like 4 on it. I just use that.
But you're never going to get a USB drive to run as fast as that NVMe either, though.
No. But like to me, it's like, you see, I have extended drive where I have all the PS4 games on it.
Yeah.
And then I want to do all my recording, like record all these footage. It's like, now I have like a 1 hour recording of this game. That's gonna be great for B-roll for this video I'm making. And I was like, but how am I gonna get it out of there? Because I can't use the extended hard drive, because that's with all the games on it. So I gotta like unplug that one, plug something else in, transfer it, and then like switch it back again. So what I do is just I upload this as private video on YouTube, and then I use it like YouTube download my own video, which degrades the quality severely. But it's like, I can't be bothered.
Yeah, that's why I do Twitch. I download my VODs. I can upload them later to YouTube.
Yeah,
I gotta get more space, because I told my son, I'm like, we can't delete no more games, man. So we're gonna have to go out and go get a terabyte or a 2 terabyte or something for Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, or you delete some games. I guess.
No, we've deleted like I've deleted my games. He's deleted his games. The games
Then
we
what's
have
left?
on there,
Still not enough.
we can't. It's still not enough. So
Yeah, no, I agree. There's never
Yeah.
enough space.
yeah.
So
Yeah, too.
yeah. So if you don't have a PS5, or I would say you're in luck, because they're rolling out another one. So the price of the ones that are out there is probably going to drop, and there's going to be a new edition out, which is slightly smaller and with slightly more storage. And I think that's it, right? Slightly different design. Looks more like the controller.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't know. Am I missing anything? What else is new on this?
The drive on it. The drive on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
usually when they shrink a product down and they remove a disk drive, you as the customer get the benefit of that cost savings. Not this time.
Yeah.
Not this time.
Yeah, because this time you can pay to get a disc put on.
Oh.
I don't know why you'd bother. I think
Yeah.
it's just cheaper
Yeah.
if you just buy it with
Yeah.
a disc rather
Well,
than change your mind later.
Yeah.
So Why would you want one?
Also, I have a disc version PS5. I'm yet to put a disc in it. I haven't put a single disc in it since I got it.
Well, that's very
Right.
different than what happened at
Right.
Ray during
I'll put
Christmas
this in
time,
mine.
because he got a
Yeah.
digital version and his wife
Yeah,
bought disc
my wife,
versions.
my
Oh,
wife
yeah.
was like, my wife was like, I got
Brilliant.
you the digital. Oh, and here's games. I'm like, oh. I was like, do not order consoles without me. Don't order the consoles
Yeah.
without me. So yeah, Christmas. We got
Exactly.
digital and we got
Some physical.
Yeah.
physical
Don't
games.
let Nicole order anything ever
Let's
again.
get physical.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think there's much else new about this slim version. I mean, it's smaller and it's I think it's cheaper. Is it a little bit?
I
Did
think
they?
it's going to be about the same price for us
Yeah,
in
I
the
think
UK.
so.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
same area, probably.
I believe, and I could be very wrong, but the only thing they changed is their Wi-Fi. Like that might
Yeah.
be slightly upgraded.
Yeah, better
But
Wi-Fi and more storage. Slightly more storage.
Yeah.
Like it's not much more. I mean, I
This-
think it
it's
is it like
it's
700 gigs in the first one.
You get 500, but then I think there's about, it works out about 700 with
Yeah.
the system storage and whatnot.
It-
So
Yeah,
So they said 20 to 25% lighter than its predecessor, and around
But
30% less in size.
but why would I care that it's lighter? Like, I'm
a
not
bit
gonna
of
move it
jump.
around.
Well,
Yeah,
just
I mean,
think of all the
like
people that are
size
lifting
wise,
it all
sure.
day, getting those big guns, you know.
Who is lifting their PS5 on a daily basis?
yeah, but they've
no
always
idea.
kind of done that, haven't they? Like they did like the
Yeah, I
PlayStation
know.
3 Slim.
Oh,
they didn't do
yeah,
it for
yeah, yeah.
PlayStation
I
4,
got
they
one
made
that
it
I got
bigger.
one to throw at you. I got one to throw at you. $30 for the freaking if you want to
Don't.
set it up.
Yeah.
It's $30 if you want to
I
set
don't
it
What?
up.
understand. I don't get
Yep.
it.
What?
I don't
$30.
understand.
That's right,
You don't
folks.
understand?
I don't get it. It comes with the stand if you want to lay it flat. If you want to stand it up, you have to buy the stand.
That's
Why they didn't do that with the first, like the original one?
No,
Like
the
the stand
one, the one
works
now,
both ways.
it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
Oh my God,
Rouster
yeah.
said a really good comment in the week. People will just 3D print it and sell it for
Yeah.
cheaper anyway. So
True.
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I mean it is like I think a major like we always get these slim versions as you say, and there's nothing else like they like a new look for the new the holiday season. It's like yeah, it's just like I don't like. I mean, if you have one, you don't care. If you don't have one but wanted one, I would guess maybe you can find a cheaper one second hand from some silly person who wants to exchange their existing one with a smaller one maybe.
Well,
In
I'll
general,
tell you
like-
this: if
yeah,
I was in the
so-
market for a PlayStation 5 and this was out and the other system was $50 less for the original, I'm going to go get the original.
Yeah,
Yeah. Same here.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know either.
but they've said that they're going to stop making the originals, and this will
Right.
be the only model available. So
Which is right on the cusp of, hey, we're working on the next thing. Like I say, within the next 3 years, we're going to see a PS6 or whatever's
Yeah.
next. We're gonna,
Yeah, it feels like
I
the
agree.
Slim is coming a bit sooner than expected. I would say. I expected this next year, not this year.
for the
I
Slim?
don't. I think
Yeah.
there's a reason. I
Oh.
think there's a reason. I think there's
Yeah.
a reason.
I think
I
so
think there's a
too.
reason. You know,
Yeah,
also.
probably.
Well, you got to keep in mind when they first started making these, there was a chip shortage. We were right in the middle of a global pandemic. Now we're not, and the technology isn't as new as it once was. It was never top of the line, brand new. But when it came out, now it's aged a little bit. Now it can be shrunk down. It's just sad, in my opinion, that we're not getting the cost benefit there. Like we're not saving the money.
Yep.
You know.
If Rudig's
Yeah.
is right, it does come with a horizontal stand.
Yeah, but
Yep.
not a vertical one then.
No, they're not vertical.
yeah,
So
but
to decrease price, they give you less. Yeah, but they haven't really decreased the price. So
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
someone mentioned it. I think it might have been Rudig's or Doragon. Like in all their marketing, they show it standing up. In all their
Yeah.
promotional videos and photos, they show it.
yeah, it's
like
always
that.
standing up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they never show it the other way. So why
Yeah.
provide a stand?
I might be.
I
reason.
don't get it.
For that $30.
Yeah,
Yeah, for a piece of plastic. But yeah, so the Slim is coming. I do like this line, like black line. It looks kind of nice.
Yeah, it doesn't show it
But
in the photos, but apparently it's matte. I think it's matte at the bottom and shiny at the top.
yeah,
So,
and I
which
mean
is different to what it
and
is
you could
now.
like, and they are interchangeable. Like you can replace, obviously, like you
Oh,
can buy it and like
wow.
a black lower piece and a red upper piece, for example.
Yeah.
So you
So
can do like
the
more and
earth
more
colors
options.
that they've
Yeah,
done for the new one now.
yeah.
So the
And if you buy the
silver, the
digital
blue, and the
one,
red.
yeah, and if you buy the digital one, you can then buy a
Oh,
standalone disk drive and then
oh
a
wow.
plastic
Yeah.
bump for that. So
Well,
it's
they
kind of like that's kind
Very
of dope,
cool.
but at the same time, like it's it was like the way. I mean, when I saw the headlines of like new PS5 model, like, oh, we're seeing some upgrades. Like, not really.
well, hell no, no. Why do
But yeah,
that?
Yeah.
yeah. So the bigger news out of PlayStation though is the fact that the later this month the PlayStation 5 owners with PlayStation Plus
Out in damn
Premium
time.
will be able to stream PS5 games
Took them
No.
all,
to
huh?
their consoles.
No way, Rudigs. I say you're dead wrong. I don't care what they have on paper. We're getting a new Xbox and a new PS5 or PS6 before 2028. I
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
guarantee it.
yeah, yeah. I mean that date was leaked from a 2020 document, I think, if I remember correctly,
All, all
or
you
at
have
least
to
or at least
do
last year.
all you have to do
Things
is
change quickly.
just look at games right now. I've got a top end, not top of the line anymore because they're going into 14th gen for CPUs for Intel, but I've got a top end system. And a lot of games that are coming out will push that 4090, even cripple it in some instances. Um, so basically, when Unreal Engine 5, like people become really good with programming with it, and we start getting the movie studio quality assets, we start to get the global light illumination stuff in. Uh, the PS5 and the Series X are going to struggle to put those games on their system. They are without some
Yeah.
severe consequences or fat trimming to get it on there. You know, frame rate will sacrifice, ray tracing. They're going to have to sacrifice. Like, there's a whole lot of things that are coming down the pike that they're not going to be capable of doing. So I think within the next 3 years, they're going to correct that. I'm not saying they're going to build a top end system either, because they never give you the top of the line or the newest of the new, because they can't make any money. They lose money on each console they sell you anyway.
Yeah.
All I ask is the quality of the games make it match the price. That's all we ask as a
Yeah.
consumer. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, but also like some caveats of the PS5 streaming. It's only available to stream on the PS5 itself, so you cannot play.
Oh, so no
You can
browser, no computer.
no,
Man, you come
not
on, man.
yet.
Oh, that's
It's gonna be at
bullshit.
some point.
That's bullshit.
So yeah, I mean, it's at some point, sure. Like anything else would be dumb, but initially it's only on the PS5. So like they've only announced that it's going to be to the exclusive to the PS5. So this includes some like some top hits from the PlayStation Plus game catalog, such as Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, Forbidden West, Horizon Forbidden West, Ghost of Tsushima, Mortal Kombat 11, Saints Row 4. Some game trials, if you want to play a few hours of Hogwarts Legacy, The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, or The Callisto Protocol, for example. And additional games such as Dead Island 2, Resident Evil 4, Genshin Impact, Fall Guys, and Fortnite. This means you can stream in 4K. So they're bringing 4K streaming, and they are bringing... you'll be able to stream, including DLCs and add-ons. So basically, it's basically most games in the PS Plus library, plus some of the games you have bought yourself. Not all, but some.
I think it's an amazing step forward. I do not own a
Oh, yeah.
PlayStation. I can respect this because what it means is that on the horizon, potentially, I can sign up for some PlayStation stuff on the browser and play some of their and buy games, and that just sounds amazing.
As a premium subscription, because I do have a premium. Shut up, Miss Phoenix. I'm looking at your mouth. I have a premium account. Thank you. You know, because I spend a lot of money, and I like to see some features like this. This is what I want, because I love
Yeah.
playing in the cloud. I have a PS5. I got a 4K TV.
Well,
this is great. I think this is good.
we're this close to being able to, hey, I want to play Spider-Man 2. Hey, just sign up and go on the browser and you'll be able to do it. And we're this close, I hope, to Nintendo doing the same thing. I want my Zelda. I don't want to buy a Switch. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like
Don't blame you.
the technology is there. It's just a matter of like them being able to roll, willing and able to roll it out as quickly as possible.
There you go.
Is that the Slim?
No, it's the original. That's the
Original,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
After all.
So basically, most like I said, most games on the PlayStation Plus library, some of the games you've bought yourself, some of the free to play games are going to be on there. You can stream in 4K with the 60 FPS or and SD or HDR output. Enhanced audio with all the PS5 audio capabilities is enabled, including all, and if I remember correctly, also all haptics of the PS5 controller. And also you can capture screenshots and record up to 3 minutes of video from the server side that will then be downloaded to your gallery.
That's generous of them.
What? 3 minutes?
That's generous. You know how long 3 minutes is, Ray?
Hey,
I mean, to
That's
be
a lot-
fair,
that's a lot
to
I
them,
that's I can do a lot in 3 minutes.
I
Yeah.
bet. You can do it.
Like- to be fair, guys, I think they are the only cloud service where you can actually record server side and then download the recording locally.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if the recordings that you for now, that's happening locally on the like incoming stream, not the outgoing stream from the server. The and I think Xbox you can't record at all on xCloud. I think Boostor did the same thing. Boostor has streaming to YouTube and Twitch from the server, and I mean Shadow you can of course capture on Shadow. But yeah, I think in general, I don't know how Luna, if you can do it like that on Luna, because I don't have Luna over here, because Amazon just can't seem to get their ass out of the share and actually launch it anywhere else than the places they already have. And say they could, but Stadia is gone. So yeah, that leaves pretty much. I think they are the only ones you can actually like just easily capture clips server side.
Ms. Phoenix, you can't argue with colorblind eyes. That's my
It's pink.
suggestion.
It's pink. Yeah.
Yeah.
With this Bjorn,
Yeah.
I'm always confused. But why didn't they tie this in with their price increase message?
Surprise.
You know, that's a good question. Because
They
they
had
are
so much, like,
because they're stupid.
backlash.
Because this is the second thing they've announced since after that increase.
Why didn't they say we're increasing it? But wow, look at what you're getting, and
Yeah.
everyone would have gone. That's great.
All right, yeah, but they didn't. I don't know because
They
they're
buried
idiots.
the
I don't
lead.
know.
Is that what they did? They buried the headline.
But yeah. So the
look when everybody was
Might be
running.
the
Oh
launch
man,
notes.
everybody was downloading to the whatever tier underneath. I said, you know what? I think they're gonna do something. I'm gonna hold on to it. That's so cute.
Ooh.
Pink.
See, I know
yeah,
it's
that's
pink.
pink. Yeah, that's
Definitely
definitely pink.
pink.
I don't know what you're talking about, David.
Yeah. So I think it's just a matter of the fact of it might be that they didn't know when they would be able to launch this, so they were like, yeah, we'll just wait. But I think it's generally just a case of not thinking things through and having bad
Do you
internal
think it could have just
communication.
been separate departments that weren't
Yeah,
shaking hands?
separate departments not talking because
Yeah.
that happens all the fucking time.
Yeah,
I mean, we Stadia people remember that from the Stadia days. Google have no internal communication. Like the Stadia team would be like, "We're doing this," so the YouTube team would be like, "You're doing what now?" Like, "Yeah, we're doing the integration with you guys." Like,
They
really?
released games like the day they said we're done. They were still
Yeah.
acquired.
Yeah,
like
it's
the wheels were still turning all the way to the end. It was crazy.
yeah. So I mean, companies generally suck at internal communication. That's like if there is more than 15 people in the
So-
company, you can imagine things will start going haywire after that.
Okay,
So I
so
think this is a case of that.
talking about companies shit communication. This may be one of your tabs. I don't know. So if I'm jumping the shark, let me know. But what about Luna, man? Now that they did that Ubisoft thing, you can buy a game and play it here. What's your opinion on that?
Um, I I think Amazon is not sure what to do with it. I think they're just like I think they launched it because like, oh, Google's doing a new one. We also need to do one. Launched it and was like, but what do we do with it? Because I mean, to this day you still can't play the Amazon fucking first party games on Luna, which is just stupid. I think Amazon is, and I even spoke to the CEO of Amazon Nordic and Benelux and Balticum. Like the person basically responsible for everything Amazon Web Services and like which this would fall under in like the entire Northern European region except for the UK. And they were like, yeah, and she was like, yeah, we're kind of like waiting for the good moment, an opportune moment, because when we launch things, we don't shut it down. So according to her, like Luna is never going to shut down, but they don't know what they're doing with it, so, and they don't like they're not ready to launch anywhere because they don't. I mean, it's just like I remember when because we got Amazon like Amazon.se, like the Swedish version of Amazon was very late. We got that like 3 or 4 years ago. Up until that point, you couldn't order from Amazon. Like if you were ordering from Amazon here, you were ordering from Germany and like shipping it across borders because you couldn't. And when they launched it here, like I worked in like e-retail at that point, or like an adjacent field, and like everyone was so scared for like Amazon is coming, like they've they're building this warehouse over in Eskilstuna. Like which had like they own a warehouse, massive warehouse in the middle of like central Sweden, that has a that included in this plot of land, they have like rail tracks connecting to the rail system that goes straight into the warehouse. They have an airport, airfield connected to the like within the plot of land, so they could have like daily train and plane deliveries to the warehouse if they wanted to. They have the land for it. They have the infrastructure set up for it, but they don't. First of all, because I don't know why. But also, like the launch itself, like every single page was just the German one auto translated to Swedish. Every single store page, and most things were shipping from Germany anyway. So that like it took them 3 years to launch a e-commerce like a Swedish website that barely works. And the entire industry was like, "Oh, we were scared about this." Like, and I mean, sure, a lot of people, me included, occasionally buy things from Amazon, but it's like I don't buy. I mean, if you guys were gonna buy a new GPU, I'm guessing you're gonna check Amazon, right?
No.
Okay, but like a
because
new vacuum cleaner.
Most of the GPU sellers, like AMD, Intel, or now Intel, and basically they're not selling directly on Amazon. So when you go to buy on Amazon, you're looking at a scalper situation almost always.
Okay, but then I mean, like a new vacuum cleaner, like. Or something like that, something that's not maybe in a scalping position.
Well, sadly, the world we live in today, at least in the United States, is if you go to a brick and mortar shop, you're spending 20 to 30% more for the item. So most people do shop online. That's just a sad reality.
I mean, same here. The only difference is we have a massive market. Like we have online, like you can shop everything online as it is without using Amazon here. We have Amazon, like we have companies doing the exact thing as Amazon even already that we have had for 20 years. And I think Amazon launched here and was like, and just botched the launch. And then everyone was like, I mean, the only thing people buy from Amazon is like, oh, I want to buy cheap stuff from China. Like I want to buy the cheapest cable or the cheapest pair of headphones. Just like, you know, the worst shit I could find that costs barely nothing. Or like a new case for your phone. That's the kind of stuff we buy from Amazon.
Well,
Nothing
Amazon
else.
Brainwashed most of America. Most of us have Amazon Prime, and we don't use it to the fullest. Meaning, we don't use our Amazon Prime video service. We don't get 2 days shipping anymore. You don't.
Do you not?
Nope. I mean, it doesn't say that you can't get it in 2 days, but it doesn't say second day delivery anymore. Like when you go to checkout.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ours is next day.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, I think in
It's around the
general.
world.
That's a paid option for us, even with Prime. But,
Yeah.
But I am
like
in the
3-4
frozen
days,
tundra
yeah.
of North Dakota too, so
S-
that might have something to do with it.
But you know what,
Yeah.
SPG, it's so sad, man, because I can go to my Best Buy and I'm like, hey, I need some more RAM for my computer. Can you tell me anything about the two companies? Um, this one has when you plug it in, there's like rainbow colors
Yeah, they
that
can lie to you and
flashes.
make some
Sold.
shit
It
up.
it
Yeah,
it
yeah.
it it it, it flashes, and this one, I don't know if it has rainbow colors and stuff. I mean, it's like
When
it's
you
sad.
ask them a
It is
question and they
sad. It
read
is
off of
sad.
the box, there's a
It is
problem.
sad. It is sad,
Okay.
man, because it's hard really to go and find somebody that like knowledgeable and they know what the hell they're talking
Yeah.
about. So sad.
I mean, to be fair, I have Prime, but the reason I have Prime is because I want to watch Wheel of Time and Legend of Vox Machina. Like, I have Prime specifically for Prime Video. Like, that's why I have it.
Ray, be honest. How many times have you went to a brick and mortar store to shop and then ordered it online when you got home? You wanted to go look at it, touch it, go, oh, okay, I'll take that,
all the
and then
time,
just not
all
buy
the-
it there.
all the
Which is why
time.
every single brick and mortar store over here also has an online store where you can buy everything
Right.
as well.
Nice,
Right.
nice.
I like to go.
So-
I like to go shop for find the middleman, like wholesale instead of buying retail. I like to do
Yeah.
wholesale and see where I can find like wholesale prices and stuff, and cut all the BS out and stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
David, no, I haven't gotten my wife to start watching it with me yet. I think we are just done with Sex Education though, so I think it's probably time to start it as our next show. But yeah, Wheel of Time season 1 was great. I've heard so much good things about season 2. Like I think I've seen the amount of headlines I've seen like that been like season 2 is such a massive step up from season 1. I was like, I loved season 1. I know some people didn't, but I loved it. Season 2 is a massive step up. I'm hyped. But yeah.
Rouster brings up the Amazon credit card, and I have to tell you
Ooh.
that is actually a good deal if you use it correctly. What I mean by that is you get 5% cash back on purchases, right? But that's using it like a credit card, like any other credit card. But you can also get 6 months or a whole year of 0 APR. So as long as it's paid off within the 6 months or the year, then you pay no interest. You're basically using their money to get what you want and then paying it back slowly.
Except you are. Because now we're getting into territories. Like I work at a company doing the like.
Yeah, you don't want to mess up because it's like 29 APR or something after that. Like, and it goes back to
but
the
also,
original purchase. So you don't.
But also, I'm guessing Amazon does this as well, because everyone in our industry does. When you even if you say like I want electronic invoicing, you will still be like there's still an admin fee for each invoice, of like a small fee, but it's like there's still a slight interest even if you're like it's interest free, but yeah, you're still paying like the like two like $1.99 of admin fee for every single bill anyway. So there's also like even if there's 0 APR, there's still hidden fees that you do pay.
There can be, but I've done it specifically. I did it with a $2,000 TV. I did it with my computer. Like, I didn't pay anything over maybe $10 total to them, like extra.
Yeah. I mean, if you do it like if you do
pretty
use
good.
it properly, then it's it's generally a great deal. That like, I mean, as someone who works at a company that does this is exact thing, yeah. I mean, it's. I don't work at Klarna. I work at our competitor to Klarna. But yeah. So Klarna is obviously the biggest one in most countries at this point. But yeah. So yeah, it's like I mean, credit cards is it's really useful, but it can be a slippery slope. So yeah, use with caution.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like I said, the way the 0 APR works is that if you go one day over what they go all the way back to the original purchase, and then you get like 30% all the way. So like, if you don't do it correctly, they're going to get paid. But I watch stuff too close, so I'm like, they're going to get what? No, pay it off. So
yeah. No, I mean, it's one of those like if you. I think we have a couple of like there's like a bunch of Slack days and reminders until that happens. But essentially, yeah. So after like if you don't pay the invoice in time, it's like we're now moving this 0 APR into the 25% APR like general credit instead. If you don't, and then from there on it can snowball, of course. But yeah, so going back to the PlayStation Cloud, they did provide some target launch dates. So take these with a grain of salt. They might move and change around. But Japan targeting October 17th, Europe targeting October 23rd, and North America targeting October 30th. And then there's a list of lane.
It's gonna be an awesome Halloween night.
And then there's a list of games where like cloud streaming is available in these countries, so that hasn't changed. But yeah, it requires a minimum speed of 5 megabits per second for 720p, 15 megabits per second for 1080p, and 38 megabits per second for 4K.
They're obviously not using the AV1 codec. Those bastards.
No, they are not. They probably don't have it.
They're not paying the licensing fee to Google.
Not even. I think isn't it licensed free license? I think even. I think it's. But I don't think the chip has hardware encoding and decoding for it.
Gotcha.
Because that is quite like I think the Pixel 4 didn't, but the Pixel 6 does.
Yeah, like
I
the 30 series cards will decode AV1 but won't encode AV1 or something like that.
Yeah,
So
and they will decode.
Yeah.
And they will do it on like they will do there's not hardware like they can still do it except it's not doing it through hardware acceleration, meaning it doesn't like there's a big performance hit, so you don't really get the benefits on like it can decode it still, but you're not getting the benefits of it. But yes, it's an open source royalty free codec. Okay. So created by the Alliance for Open Media, which is 90% Google, I think. Like there's a bunch of companies participating in that, and it's like
it's amazing.
But
it's amazing.
AV1
tech.
was basically built by Google.
It's amazing.
It is amazing tech. Yeah. Yep. And yeah, I think we all agree. xCloud step up your game, but they won't until this deal is formally closed.
Well, they may not reinvest in xCloud till their partnership with GeForce is over, because they're not competing with Fidelity over there. They're not.
Yeah, no, they don't really need to. I mean,
I don't know.
But yeah, I think Rudix has pointed. Like, do you think this will introduce millions to the cloud? I think it will. I think a lot of people who wouldn't try cloud before will now do.
Hello, all those PS5 consoles that were sold? Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was like the concept of not having to download the games and you can still play them anyway. It's like, I kind of like that.
That's
like,
a really good bonus.
Especially with storage being such an issue.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's just like... I want to keep playing Horizon Forbidden West, but it's taking up like 150 gigs on my hard drive. Yes. I want that space. That game goes away next week.
As soon as you can get Call of Duty off of your PS5, your PS5 will thank you. It will thank you.
I hate the update era notifications. You know, when the game is trying to update and you look on there and it's like, you need to,
not adequate storage.
Yeah. And it's like, oh. God.
Yeah. Only thing is,
just what you want when you're doing a firmware update.
Yeah. I think the only thing is, I desperately need to replace the Ethernet cable going from the internet outlet in the hallway to the router in the living room, because I think I'm seeing this weird, like when I'm doing streams and playing GeForce Now, I'm seeing these weird random spikes of packet loss, and I think I've narrowed it down to it's probably that cable, because that's also because last time I tried PlayStation Cloud streaming, it ran horribly, and I'm guessing it might be because of that. It's a lot more sensitive than Stadia was, and that cable has been around for 3 years now, so might be, and it's quite long.
My son said when I turn my back, he's going to delete Final Fantasy remake. And I said, go ahead and try. And I haven't finished it. And I said, try it. Try it.
Slap upside the head, Ray.
Try it.
Retribution will be swift.
Exactly.
Slap upside the head.
This is the way. This is the way.
Yeah, I think. I mean, if he does that, we might need to call the Hague on you. Yes, let's move on to another cloud platform. Boostroid has added some games.
War Thunder. I saw that.
Witch Spring R, Wandering Sword, Beam NG Drive.
I've heard of that game.
And the Far Cry 5 and Far Cry 6. Right, the Steam versions of
Oh,
those.
okay.
They're adding, and then today they added My Hero Ultimate Rumble, Ultra Rumble.
What do you mean by added? What are you talking about? They added it to the website?
They added, yeah, they added it to the library of games so that you can, that's preloaded onto their servers.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, because I mean, I'm guessing you're alluding to the fact that you can technically install any games on Boosteroid,
Yeah.
although you're not
I
supposed
thought
to.
you could. Yeah, I thought you could.
Yeah, basically what happens is, because I mean obviously Boosteroid, they just the same as GeForce Now, they spin up a virtual machine, and then they have, because they have these two sections. They have the library section which is games that are works exactly like GeForce Now. It's you click the game, you launch, creates a VM, launches the launcher, and then directly launches the game. And then they have the section called install section, which is basically games that where they don't have a a specific license for the with the company to use the key art and things. So they just basically cache they download it from this Steam servers or Epic servers, and then they cache it on a shared drive on their data centers. And then when you hit install, it creates a VM, installs the launcher, and then copies the files over. So it's technically downloading it super quickly from this really adjacent drive, and then you can launch the game from there 2 seconds later. In that mode, before you launch the game, you can technically click install on anything else on that launcher. You can't you obviously can't get out of the launcher or install anything from from any other launchers. But if you are on Steam, if you click a Steam game, you can then install any other Steam game, and then you can play that game. You're not supposed to, and there can be save game issues. There's no support for if you do that and you have issues, then good luck. You're on your own. But yes, you can, which is quite useful to do every now and then when you're desperate. But it's one of those you're not supposed to, so maybe avoid it. But you can definitely can. And I mean, also, it's do you want to sit around and wait for 10 minutes while this 100 gigabyte game is downloading?
Probably I don't know if
not.
you've ever been to the doctor's office, but waiting sucks.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to clear that up.
Oh yeah, I did that at one point with the EA games, because my wife really got this urge to suddenly play The Sims out of nowhere, and we didn't have it prepped anywhere, and we didn't really have any good way to play it. So I was hang on, I'll do this thing, and I launched it through launched FIFA, which I didn't have, the latest FIFA, which I didn't have, and then downloaded that, which took 5 minutes, and then I handed it to her. She played it for 30 minutes, and that was she was done, fixed.
So the last PC I had a regular hard drive in it. Now I've got NVMe and SSD and all that stuff. But when we were playing Stadia, I would say stuff like, "Yeah, man, nobody wants to sit through a download. Nobody. That's awful, man. You get home from work, you turn on your game, you want to just play some basketball, and hey, there's a 20 gig update. Wonderful. You're not going to play it." But I do have to say that at least the PS5 and the Series X have that NVMe drive, and going back to downloading my stuff and getting my updates through Steam and other places, it does go way faster now.
Yeah, I mean it does. So it's
still sucks to wait, but
yeah, it's it might just be 5 minutes, but but yeah. Speaking of Shadow, cloud PCs, cloud services, Shadow they had some news stream today. I managed to catch just a little bit of it, but to my understanding, it was they announced pretty much that hey guys, a couple of weeks ago, Shadow is available in the browser, which is great. But we covered that 3 weeks ago, and they had some file transfer improvements and some under the hood client improvements.
Did anybody watch it? Because maybe they were putting out this fire. I don't know. I didn't see it.
They did address it in the beginning and give more details on it. But yes, so Shadow had sent out an email, I think yesterday, that there had been a security breach. So and obviously they described the events, and most people did not understand at all what had happened.
Oh.
I've had people commenting on my Shadow review, be like, "Don't use this thing. They have bad security. They got hacked." And the thing, what happened was something that it was basically human error.
I've been playing too much Cyberpunk. I would have went cheeky and been like, "Somebody breached the black wall." They
Yeah,
did it.
yeah, and that's totally not what happened. What it was basically it was something that's generally called social hacking, where you essentially you try to like any good spy you try to
You
do
probe
like
the defenses. Like
yeah. You find a weak someone
Yeah.
in the staff that has the access you need, and you talk to them and befriend them, and then eventually
well,
they'll be like,
there's a
hey, could
guy.
you take a look at this picture? And then when they open that picture you sent them, it's like that it's a cookie that means they can then log into the management interface, which was the case here.
Well, there's a guy
Um,
in the UK who hacked like a whole bunch of our government installations. He hacked NASA. He was looking for UFO stuff,
Oh.
which is not doesn't matter, but they wanted to extradite him to the United States,
Hmm.
and they said he was this severe hacker and he caused so much damage. He didn't hack shit. He went into passwords that were blank or were like 0000. Like that's how he was hacking. He wasn't like actually using backdoors and all that stuff. He literally was just like testing out the vulnerabilities within all the outskirts of the people that worked on a project or whatever. He could get into their machine and then connect to the big machine. Like it was very interesting how he did it. But
yeah.
they did
I
not
mean,
extradite
yeah,
him
and I mean
after all.
another example of like that sort of like attack breach would be like if you go to the reception of a company and like pretend to have a meeting with someone, and then they let you in, and then that person isn't there. So like you sign in, like it's what they're like, hey, sign in over here. So you sign in to this person, like this manager that you're supposed to be meeting, and then they you get the tag, you put it on, and that manager isn't there, so they get an email and be like, I don't have a meeting with this person, but maybe they're off that day, and you had figured that out because you stalked them on social media and was like, oh, they're in on the beach in Spain, nice. So let's go into the office and be like, hey, have a meeting with Peter today, and then you're in the office and you can see all kinds of stuff you shouldn't see. It's basically that, but through like someone they chatted up someone on through Discord, managed to get them to download a file that they thought were safe, but wasn't, and then they got access to the management interface and managed to basically do an export of like user data. So they got access to certain private information about shadow users, including their first and last names, emails, email addresses, dates of birth, billing addresses, and credit cards expiry dates, but no sensitive banking data or passwords were compromised, because that's not listed in, like, that's not something you can export out of a system.
The guy's UK name was Gary McKinnon. If you want to look that up, it's very interesting. It's an interesting story.
Yeah, that's just sounds like something you should look at. So obviously, any like any event like this is bad for everyone involved, but it's like I've seen way worse happen on services I use, and like it's, I mean, stuff like that happens. They like no sensitive data other than personal information.
Well, let's be
Was
100% honest.
went out
If
of there.
somebody wants your data, most likely they've already got it. And number two,
Yeah,
they can find out anything about you. There's so much public record out there. All they need is a social
yeah.
security
I
number.
mean, they
or,
basically managed to get things that they could easily find out elsewhere as well, except
Yeah.
maybe when your credit card expires.
Yeah, that's probably good.
But I mean, without the credit card number and the credit card, so I mean, yeah, sure. If someone then wanted to use this data to try to do a similar thing with you and
More than
like, scam
likely
you
what
out of
they're
something,
after.
it's,
Yeah,
like,
that's what
slightly
they're
easier.
after is the email addresses so they can spam shit out to them.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
most likely what they were after.
Yeah.
You're going to get all
Um,
kinds of princes from Nairobi to reach out to you and
Bro,
stuff like that.
where I live at, it is so bad. If you try and stick your debit card or credit card to pay for gas or to pay for something, they
They have
have
the
what's
fake
called,
scanners.
they have skimmers. So what they do,
Skimmers, yeah.
somebody lifts up the machine and they just put the skimmer right there, and they get all, when you swipe, they get all your information.
so if you like, I don't know, maybe these places don't have like tap to pay, but if they do have tap to pay, you should definitely use that, because what happens is, like if when you use contactless payments, either through your phone or through contactless on your card, what happens is essentially the terminal is sent a fake credit card number. Like each time you use it, it sends a random credit card number. But then when the credit company checks it out with the provider, They would be like, oh yeah, that one is this one. Like they can do internal routing, so like it's basically skimming proof. So contactless always if you can, because it's skim proof.
Yeah. Do
Yeah,
you know what, Bjorn? Social
Contact.
engineering fraud. It's actually so common, and it easily happens.
Oh yeah, and I mean the only
It's so
reason they
easy.
this and like I think the only reason that this is publicly being publicized like this is because it involves like personal data, like certain private information. It falls under GDPR. So it do and according to GDPR, they need to disclose this sort of incident
Yeah, the
within 3 days of it
70, yeah,
happening.
72
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
72
So,
hours.
I mean, if this had happened in America, they wouldn't have they wouldn't need to tell they wouldn't even need to tell you, and they probably wouldn't. But due to European laws, we all know about this incident. This happens regularly to most companies, to various levels.
Bjorn, to mention, Ray was talking about the skimmers and stuff. Well, most of us have a damn card that has a chip in it. And you don't
Yeah.
even, it can just be in your wallet. You could just walk by somebody and they can steal your data. They literally can if they have the device
Yeah.
in their pocket. Yeah.
Oh shit.
You mean the chips that you like the physical
Yeah,
you can see on the card?
You know how when you have to go up to a machine and it says swipe it, and then you swipe it, and they go, "Oh, it's chipped. Put the chip in." You got to put the card, insert the card
Yeah.
into the machine. Well, that chip sends out an RFID signal, and you can pick it up
Yeah.
randomly by walking down the street. You have to
But,
receive it.
out of curiosity,
but
because
it's
I
there.
know, but out of curiosity, just mainly because I know that America is generally quite bad at implementing new tech, especially in the banking sector. I mean, every country is bad at bad with tech in the banking sector, but I think America is even worse than most others. Do you have the NFC chips in your credit and debit cards, so you can just tap and pay?
I have no idea. But if you were asking
I mean,
about a chip in our heads, maybe.
No, so just so you know, me and my wife, we tap. I mean, wait a minute.
Yeah,
I mean,
so you can
me and my wife-
so you can tap.
Wait a minute, Ray.
Well, yeah,
What,
obviously you have kids.
Is it your birthday? Is it your birthday already?
Just for 3
No,
minutes, Ray.
when she's pulling out the card, I put my hand. No, bad.
Pull it out.
Tap
What?
it. Just tap, babe. Just tap it.
So basically, I mean, NFC can also be hacked. But the thing is, when you use NFC to pay with your phone
Yeah.
or with your a card that has NFC built into the card, you're actually not sending your actual card number to the through the transaction. It's a spoofed one that then gets backtraced through encryption to in the other side. So like it's way more secure. So even if they swipe that one, they only have the temporary one used for that transaction, and that can only be used once. I think it's like randomly generated GUID, and GUIDs are fun, but let's not get into that. GUIDs are you can have a lot of them. It's fun. So yeah, let's do this. The games in this is my favorite website when it comes to prepping for this show. Not, since I have it prepped, we're doing it live. But yeah, gamesindustry.biz is so good. Basically, they like they're the news go-to news site for the industry itself. So yeah, let's see if there's anything fun happening in here. Frag bite to acquire fall damage. Right, this was. I mean, I'm still excited to try out Lamplighters League, but apparently it didn't sell as well as they hoped. So they are writing off the development cost as a loss over at Paradox. So $22.8 million is being. It will be the estimated result of Q4 for them due to this write-off.
Well, you roll the dice, you know.
Yeah, and they even said in their press statement, it was like, yeah, I mean, this is a very volatile industry. That you win some, you lose some. We expected this one to do better. It didn't. It's still a great game, but I hope, but yeah, it didn't do as well as we hoped. So we're gonna write it down as a loss. And yeah, the Activision Blizzard deal will that's been modified will mean that the European Commission will be like, it seems fine, go for it. It was fine before, it's gonna be fine now. Go ahead. Anything else interesting happening here in the industry?
I got a question for you, Bjorn. I'd like your opinion on.
Shoot.
Cyberpunk recently did the 2.0 update and they released Phantom Liberty. So they've sold over 25 million copies now. I guess my question to you is this: what causes a divergence between shareholder confidence and consumer confidence? And the reason I bring it up is because they just did a big reveal on what the next few years of CD Projekt Red Studio is going to look like. And they're going to invest heavily into Cyberpunk.
Yep.
They're going to do Cyberpunk 2. They're going to make some live action movies. They're probably doing another Edge Runners. But as this was taking place, all of the consumer confidence shot through the roof again. People were excited about the game, and they sort of gave CD Projekt Red a pass. So consumer confidence is on the rise, but they spent $80 million for the DLC and to revamp the main game, and now the stock prices are tanking.
Yeah, the stock markets are weird, and I don't understand them, and I don't think anyone will ever. It's just a massive gambling, like it's government sanctioned gambling in a sense. I would argue, because yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously they spent over 60 million to develop Phantom Liberty. Short term, that looks really bad. Like, oh, you spent that much money on the DLC, but I mean, what they gain in like the trust that they lost,
Yes.
they gained, like the trust they gained from making The Witcher 3, that they then lost with Cyberpunk. They're now gotten back with Phantom Liberty and the 2.0 update. And I think that long term is much more valuable to the company than making a $30 million project instead of a $6 million project for Phantom Liberty. Like, the stock market doesn't see that because they just look at like what can we earn next month, which is because I mean stock traders are generally like a lot of like the stock market's volatility. I think comes down to the fact that so much of it is just like you know buy sell buy sell buy sell. Whereas I mean a massive chunk of the stock market is just some people being like, yeah, I support this company, I'm gonna buy 10 shares and then just hold that forever. And then at some point be like, yeah, it's been 15 years, maybe let's sell those shares for and make a profit. I mean, I own a single I think it's one of 5 stocks that I own. I own a single share of CD Projekt Red.
My example would be BG3. Larian
Yeah.
Studios didn't have a bunch of shareholders breathing down their neck saying, hey, implement this monetization scheme. Why don't you make it a live service? Why don't you sell people extra characters? Why don't you have health potions that you can buy with real money? Like, these are the things that get implemented into some games, and I think that they're worse off for it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but to see the stock shift like that under the weight of the shareholders when the consumer confidence is through the roof again bothered me. I was like, wow, that sucks. That just shows you where the industry's kind of at.
Yeah. No, I think it's a case of like the stock industry doesn't really get the long term play that CD Projekt is doing. I think they're doing the right play. Take a look at Hello Games. No one would have invested invested in or trusted anything that Hello Games put out within like 6 months after the launch of No Man's Sky. Now, hell yeah.
Well,
I
as
think
consumer confidence, one other example, and this may be a bad one because a lot of people like Starfield. They really do. But Bethesda made Fallout 76 and they drug their name through the mud. They almost ruined it, man. Their name, their consumer
mean,
confidence.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm a prime example of that. Like I love Oblivion, especially, but also Skyrim. I have played that for so much time. They were a pivotal moment in my life playing those games. Like I would put it down as even at that. Like they are games that were central to my life. I love sci-fi. So on paper, Bethesda making sci-fi, that should be like
A no-brainer. Yeah.
yeah, no brainer. But it wasn't up until they did this like 4 to 5 minute showcase that was like, up until that point I was like, yeah, I guess I'll check it out maybe. Like I didn't really care. And then after
But
that I was like, yeah,
Starfield didn't-
I mean it looks cool. I'll give it a try. I'm still not excited about it, which is, and it's not a recent thing. It's like I haven't been excited about it at all. So it feels like and I think a lot of that comes down to the fact that like what happened with I had never played Fallout 76. I just heard about it and I was like, oh, that happened. Oh, yikes! And then
I
my
paid
own.
$80 for it, and within 2 weeks it was $20. They couldn't give it away. Okay, they couldn't
Oh,
give the fucker away. They couldn't give it away. They're like, buy a controller, get Fallout. They were like, nah, I'll take the controller. We don't want that game. No, that's what they were doing.
Yeah. No, I mean,
the consumer confidence thing I was discussing is just like, so Bethesda made Fallout 76 and they kind of ruined their name a little bit. And then they made Starfield and they clawed, I don't know, maybe 10% back, 15%. Yeah. But CD Projekt Red got like 75% back of the consumer confidence. And now their stock sucks. I don't know. It just sucks, man. They should be rewarded for that because they gave us quality is what they did.
Yeah, I don't like, and again, I think it comes down to the fact the stock market is very much looking short term, whereas the leadership of CD Projekt Red is looking long term. They're doing the right thing, but it's not gonna show in the in the stock price for a long time. That being said, I do think they were overvalued before the launch of Cyberpunk. I mean, they were valued as being more like the market cap of that of CD Projekt was higher than Ubisoft. And I mean, I'm sorry, I love CD Projekt, like the games that CD Projekt has put out, but they are not bigger than Ubisoft.
Oh.
Like, say what you will about Ubisoft games and the company in general, but they are massive, whereas CD Projekt isn't that big.
Right.
So yeah. So I mean, yeah, it was and then I mean, obviously, economic crisis upon that, and everything. I mean, everything points to the stock price tanking. The sudden tank was weird. I agree, but yeah. 2 short points to note. After the Unity debacle with Unity shooting themselves in the foot, their CEO has retired. Who would have thunk?
Right.
I mean, he's the guy who famously introduced loot boxes to EA. And FIFA and Battlefield, he was on record saying, toying with the idea of charging Battlefield players to get more ammo. Like, oh, you're out of ammo, you want to pay $1 in the middle of the match. He was basically saying, like, I mean, saying that a consumer, a gamer in the middle of a Battlefield multiplayer match running out of ammo would be more inclined to pay $1 to refill their ammo than otherwise. I was like, yeah. But it's a fucking stupid idea, and they still kind of almost went with it. I mean, he was kicked out of EA for basically trying to monetize it too much, and then he went over to Unity, stayed at Unity for 9 years, and tried to do the same thing at Unity, and now get kicked out of there. Like, come on, dude. Yeah, he's fired or retired. He was definitely fired.
He's gone. Not
only
that. Every statement he put out. Every time he put a statement out or he responded to somebody, he was just stomping on his genitals over and over again until they were like, no, you're going home. Go home, buddy. It's okay.
It was definitely a case of like, hey, you might want to retire, you know what I mean? And he's gone. And apparently Bob Iger is said to be non-committal about a potential deal, but Disney might be looking at acquiring a big publisher like EA.
Oh, okay.
That could be interesting.
Well, I mean,
not saying it would be good, just saying it would be interesting.
It wouldn't be good.
Look at all the stuff they've ruined lately. Why not?
Yeah, they are a mess. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what
they don't.
They're going in. Don't touch anything.
Yeah. And they even censor Bluey. Like, what?
They have no sense of direction. They don't know which way is up, which way is down.
I mean, this
what they've done to the majority of Star Wars. Not good.
Yeah. I have thoughts. I'll keep them to myself.
Disney is maybe not at their peak right now, so maybe we don't want them to gobble up another massive publisher and ruin the games industry. That said, it would be interesting. I'm gonna sit here and eat my popcorn kind of way. Are there any other news you guys want to bring up? So I think I ran out of fun tabs.
Fun tabs? Are we getting to the fun tabs?
I think.
I like to see this.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
What? What
What?
What are
happened?
we doing?
I don't know.
what are we doing?
What?
I thought Reaver said something about have you seen this, and then but maybe it didn't. I maybe just heard it wrong.
What?
Okay, I
No,
thought
no,
we
I
entered the
didn't.
I
Twilight
misheard you.
Zone for a minute, and Bjorn was
No, I
like,
didn't.
"Show's over, everybody."
Yeah, well, I don't know, whatever.
I didn't say anything like that. I didn't say
No,
that.
I don't know. I don't know why I heard that. I just it sounded to me like you were saying, "Hey, oh, have you seen this?" I'm like, "Oh, you're sending me something somewhere?" No. Yeah, just me being weird, tired. It's late
Okay.
over here, so
Yeah,
I guess
it
we
is
should.
late.
I guess we should round out the show.
Yeah.
So let's start with you, Ray, because you're up on the top left. What's going on with you over the next couple of days?
So on Friday nights on Ray 3473, I do a thing called it's 3 topics, 10 minutes each. It's 30 minutes with the sideboard, and I just talk for about 30 minutes on something. That's tomorrow night, and then I do Wreckfest Saturday night with my friends. Saturday and
Yeah.
just playing games, man. Like right now, there's so many freaking games, and then we got Spider-Man 2. My son and I are just like we're pretty stoked about it. I know he's a huge Spider-Man.
I wrote
Loves it
Spider-Man
playing
too.
on PS5. So that's what we got going on, man. But this has been great. Thanks for having me on here. It's been
Yeah,
fun.
you're always welcome, man.
Thank you.
SPG, do you have anything planned?
Not a whole lot, man. I'm starting physical therapy, so I'm going to be strengthening the core.
Oh, finally!
Yeah. So I'll be busy doing that, but I plan on getting back to doing some community streams here soon.
Yeah.
Yay!
You work on a
Yeah.
six-pack,
Nice.
SPG.
Yeah, it's been too long, but
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, you should ask Sierra to get you a 6-pack.
a 6-pack.
6-pack of beers.
Oh. Okay, I was saying because the 6-pack's out of it, buddy.
That's what I'm
No, I
saying.
mean anyone can do a 6-pack of beers, right?
That's right. That's right. I could pound those for sure.
That's a 6-pack I can do. Phoenix, what about you? You have anything fun planned?
So I'm hoping to start streaming again soon because I've been offline for a little bit. But at the moment, Baldur's Gate is just taking over my life, Bjorn.
Yeah,
I can't
same.
stop playing it. I don't know. I just can't.
Like when I'm not playing it, I'm thinking about it or watching
Yeah.
content about it or dreaming about it or
Yeah, I
listening
got-
to the music or yeah.
Yeah, so tomorrow night I'll be doing my multiplayer game, and then Saturday I'll probably do my solo game, and I'm
Nice.
obsessed. I'm obsessed.
I mean,
It's dangerous.
yeah, I feel you. I think the last 3 days
Yeah.
I've seen so many reaction videos of people playing through the night song. Because I like that's entire
Hey, no
segment.
spoilers. She's still in Act 1.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna say that the night song segment is just perfection. That's just all I'm gonna say. Yeah,
Hey, I'll tell you what.
love seeing people play that.
They have great ambient music. They have great characters. They have great storylines. They have great little side tracks for those stories and change the story itself. But when you get to the House of Hope for the second time, there is an amazing soundtrack that plays during the.
Oh yeah, I've
It
heard
is
that soundtrack.
incredible.
I'm
incredible.
still like there was apparently written a longer and I think also recorded but not mastered a longer version of that one. That's
gotta find it.
yeah. I think the composer tweeted something about like, oh yeah, we're gonna do like at some point I should finish that and release that, and I was like, yes, you should. So yeah, yeah. If you haven't heard that song. Yeah, I can see why you might want to wait and not spoil it because
Yeah. No, it's just the
But
second
as-
time you're at the House
yeah,
of Hope.
as
There's an
someone who
interesting
has been spoiled on that song and heard that song already, it's incredible.
Yeah, and it's surprising because no other part of the game does
like that, yeah.
Yeah. It's letting you know something significant's taking place, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when you hear it, you'll know it. Let's just put it that
Yeah.
way.
For sure.
Do you know what? Since watching them do the D&D stream, like I just love it. I love it even more.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
and-
The
also-
voice actors are
Me
just
too.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
have you
I
seen
think
that
you would
that
enjoy D&D.
a lot of them?
Ms. Phoenix.
Yeah.
I
Oh
think
yeah,
you would.
I think a lot of
that'd be
the
really that's a bit dodgy. I think.
a lot
We
of
all
the
are.
yeah
Be some
everyone is.
wench.
I like a lot of the cast of the voice cast is also streaming the game now, which I love.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Neil
cool.
started doing it, and like inviting, like because he streams in general, and that was a lot of fun. Then Jen who plays Shadowheart started doing it with her girlfriend, who was also
Well,
her director, and they are a lot of fun. And now like the Deborah Wild who plays like Lacelle has started streaming as well. She's never like she's not a gamer at all. She's like please help me, I don't know what to do.
well,
Because-
these
which is a lot
voice
of fun.
actors are so incredibly talented.
They're
Oh yeah,
great.
Yeah.
So
and
incredibly
Like
talented.
when you
but I gotta
research what
say,
they've done, like Resident Evil, like multiple Resident Evils, I was like, oh my
yeah,
god,
Final
like
Fantasy
yes, yeah,
16.
Yeah.
really
15 and
Big
good.
16
resume.
yeah, but also like the best one that I've seen just clips of so far, because I haven't had time to watch it. The narrator has started to doing a live stream together with a friend. She's
Oh.
doing she's playing the Dark Urge, and
Nice.
she is role playing the shit out of it. Like
Nice.
she will
Love
she will
it.
be
I
like,
love it.
yeah, and then it's like a co-op stream. So she and her friend is playing two twins who are both Dark Urges, and they are like so like in between like dialogues, and even in between lines, they will have like go nice back and forth, and like in character so much of the time.
That's
It's just
cool.
incredible, and like they are creepy as fuck sometimes when they do, like they really go all into the Dark Urge. And I think Emilia Tyler, the narrator, she even said in an interview or so with her, like the Dark Urge has some unique narration lines and like a unique way of narrating, that no one else has, and like yeah, it's apparently her favorite thing.
Well,
She
when
did
I
on the game.
Yeah.
completed Baldur's Gate 3, I tweeted out to Larry and thank you for that awesome adventure. You're my favorite DM, because it did feel like a real like
Yeah,
adventure that I had control over in certain aspects. It was really cool. Really
yeah,
enjoyed myself.
yeah. I think we could
I
all talk
hope they
about
win.
BG.
I hope they win Game of the Year because
It
they
looks like
deserve it.
They have to
currently
win
like the
it.
vibe is very
have
much
to.
that they will.
I hope so because
Yeah.
they deserve it. They really do.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of Game of the Years this year, but Baldur's Gate is a game of the decade, maybe but like game of
They
all time.
throw
kind
that.
of
They
thing.
said Starfield was the game of the decade, and I know that Bethesda built it to be played for 10 years and
that's not
resold
true.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
you like
yeah, yeah.
Skyrim, but they missed the mark on that.
I'm
Yeah.
seeing a lot of people
Yeah.
say that they're kind of bored with it already.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I was.
same.
I did
Yeah.
30 hours, beat the
The,
campaign. I'm never turning it on again.
yeah.
Never.
So Girlfriend Reviews dropped a review out of it that I watched this morning, and it's not quite as bad as her review of Fallout 76, but it's fucking close.
So Miss Phoenix, listen, the things that you really love about Baldur's Gate 3 will turn you completely off from Starfield. And what I mean
Yeah.
by that is like you interact with an NPC and you got a dialogue tree. In BG3, those dialogue choices actually matter and are impactful. And in Starfield, you get the same two results no matter what you pick or say. Or
Yeah.
it's really
Yeah.
weak in that
I
sense.
get that.
The same as in Valhalla. It's the same way.
Is it?
Yeah. Like no matter what choice you choose, you always get the same outcome.
Yeah, that is always.
But to be fair to Larry, to the game devs, like Larian is on record of being like, we spent like 90% of our time was spent on those things that 1% of players would only see. Like we
Yeah.
spent a significant
Variables
more
are
amount.
mental.
Yeah, it's
Everything
like,
was
most
handcrafted.
people, yeah, it's like most people would do
Phenomenal.
one of these six things, but there will be a few who do this seventh thing that you don't even know is technically possible. And we're like, but we gotta make account for that. That's gotta be a thing that we spend time on.
And
Which
some of
is
the
just like in game dev you don't do that because like that's just bad spending of money,
Their
development money.
Their
But yeah,
studio
Larian just does.
propositioned Wizards of the Coast years ago for a Baldur's Gate game to where they could use their D&D license, and they were turned away. They were told no.
Yeah, that
So,
was
like-
before Divinity 1.
Correct. Then they did Divinity 1, Divinity 2, and then they went back and they tried to get a second bite at that apple, and they were allowed.
They didn't even go back. It was a case of they.
Oh, they came to
they
them?
did the first. Yeah. It was like they made the pitch. They were like, "Who even are you guys? Get out of here!" And then they came like, "Oh, fair enough." And then they did their two Kickstarters, massive successes. And then like when they were getting ready with Divinity 2, they did get like Wizards reached out to them like, "Hey, weren't you the guys who wanted to make Baldur's Gate 3 a while back? You still interested in that?" And like, "Hell yeah!" And then they like it was like I think 2 months of like the CEO Sven flying back and forth to LA a lot of times, having secret meetings, and everyone was like, "What the hell is he doing?" And then he come back with like, "Guys, we have it."
Well,
And then they started working on it. Yeah,
I know their studio rolled the dice and they came out with
Nat
crits.
20.
With a nat 20. So I hope they win. I do. I hope they do.
yeah, they rolled the fucking dragon on that one. Reaver, do you have any fun plans for this next couple of days? Any fun streams people should?
On Saturday, I'll hopefully stream some BG3 with SPG and David.
Yeah.
Hopefully Rock as well. He's interested.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
And hopefully stream some more Valhalla before Mirage comes out, and do some District United Valley, and hopefully play some more Cyberpunk because I really need to get back into it.
Yeah, it's a great game. And yeah, as far as I don't have any content planned at all right now. It's like I have a lot of things I should do. I do have 4 new indie games that I've managed to
real
pick
quick,
up that
man.
I want to take a look at.
You're probably going to cover it, but thank you for doing a charity stream again, man, for mental health. That
right.
was amazing.
I kind of forgot about that one. Yeah, that was great fun. We raised $415, which is quite insane for just a single
really
day.
Good. Well done.
And yeah. We are so yeah. Now I'm like recharging. I gotta draw the winners of the donors only giveaways and send those keys out, and then I'm gonna, I guess, mentally start preparing for the February one, which is gonna be obvious. Same thing, but 3 days instead of one single day, and hopefully a lot bigger, and see who I can get on board. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And yeah. So definitely gonna and I should maybe draw the winners. Yeah, it's too late to do it today, and I don't think I'm gonna sit by my computer tomorrow. So Monday, I guess I should have done it yesterday, but I wasn't at my PC at all. So yeah, I probably I gotta draw some winners, and then I have a lot of like half-baked videos that I could work on. But I'm probably just gonna play BG3 and chill for a week or two, like relax a bit. So
used to be Netflix, but now it's BG3. Come on now.
yeah.
Stay away from that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at that point where like, yeah, I'm probably gonna do a Taylor Swift reaction for my React channel because they are a lot of fun to do, and I have like 300 songs left to cover. But yeah, apart from that, I don't have any plans to do any content next week. I think I'm gonna do maybe one of those because it's I want to bring one out. And yeah, and that's about it from me.
Well, Bjorn, I know that you're a lovely family man, so I don't know how you have any time to do any content, but we appreciate it, sir.
Yeah, I don't really don't.
You,
I think a lot of like I do. I'm probably gonna try to do a couple of like pre-recorded first looks because I can record that during a lunch break at work, and then I can just upload it like in the evening without any editing whatsoever. Like instead, because I don't really have time to stream, but I do have a lot of like a lot of cool indie games that I've managed to get my hands on. A couple of them that through like Lurkit and other creator platforms, but did also get like through doing a like user research thing with NVIDIA. They sent me over some Steam Wallet cash, so I picked up 2 indie games. That I really want to stream, including Station to Station, which is a really cute game that we covered last week.
That's right.
So yeah, and then I have so many games I want to play.
Well,
that I should
piggybacking off of what Rouster's saying, if you are going to be G3 and chill, stay away from the Druid. Just a warning.
I mean, you don't have to turn him into an animal.
No, but he
but
is.
You could.
Hey, at any point in Act 2, he could look at you and go, "Hey, baby," and you're like, "What? No. We're friends, bro. We're friends, bro."
I haven't got over opening the barn and seeing the ogres.
Oh, that scene is so fun.
So, do I join in?
I love the options. Yeah, I love the options. I just get the flesh pile. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I think is it the bards that have the option to point and laugh? I think.
I don't know. I've only.
There's one class that can point and laugh.
I only played as a bard for one thing, and that was the achievement. Because you can go around and play, and people throw coins at you. If you earn 100 coins, you get an achievement. So.
Oh really? Because I'm maining a bard, and I've done that like a single time when I wanted to distract some people, and
Well,
that didn't work
if you
because
want
they
the
still saw me.
achievement, do it
I
all
just
over the Druid Grove, and then go back to the Goblin camp and go. You know where the dude
but
standing up and doing
dude,
his thing. Get up there and do it, and all of them come
I'm
up and throw poison
I'm
if you're
maining
success. If you're
I'm
successful.
maining a bard. I could just do it in the city. I could stand on like the town square and play for a bit. It would probably
Well,
take me a
what's
couple minutes.
amazing is that I equipped a lute to my barbarian, and every time he played that, it sounded like he was kicking a cat or something. It was awful. All you hear was like strings breaking and shit. It was
Yeah, I love that they've added that because I mean, yeah, and yes, Rouser, I'm playing a bard with high charisma. Some of these if I do a persuasion check, my default bonus without guidance is somewhere between 20 and 26 bonus.
so you just don't have to botch. That's all it is.
Yeah. It's like if I roll a
Don't
natural
roll a
one, then like yeah. So persuasion check is like don't roll a one. It's persuasion check. Any charisma check is like don't roll a 5 or higher or lower. So that, there's so many encounters where I've just been like, you don't want to, maybe you want to, kill yourself, and like, yeah, totally want to do that. Including some boss fights, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, be careful talking your way out of boss fights, though. You need that XP. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I do.
You get to
then,
get to the third act, and it's like, hey, don't do that yet.
And also trespassing is trespassing as a bard is nothing. I mean, you could just walk in whatever you want and be like, you're not supposed to be in it. Like, it doesn't hurt for me to take a look around, right? And like, yeah, you're fine. Like, awesome. Yeah. I trespass everywhere because no, everyone just lets me. I can just charm my way into everywhere.
Bjorn's
I love
character's go-to is that you don't trust this face. They're like, yeah, I trust it.
Yeah, and he has like handlebar mustache.
He's got the villain mustache.
Yeah, twirly mustache with a goatee, and it's quite blonde as well. And it's like you're looking quite dashing with his like bard outfit and his like instruments, and like, hey, you want to let me in here, right? Yeah, he's a lot of fun. But also, like, I gotta say, bards as as a caster class is actually pretty good because they're basically jack of all trades. Like he's a rogue, a cleric, and a wizard all in one, basically.
Well, I'll tell you something that's super powerful, and a lot of people don't use it, which is the wild magic. You cannot control it, meaning you cast a spell, and then something good or bad happens. Like,
I mean, I made Karlak a wild magic with barbarians. Whenever she rages, she's like, rage, wild magic happens, and it's like, oh, you can now teleport, or oh, you now have like the difficult terrain all around you, which can be a pain when you.
Or you all were turned into sheep. Good luck.
that one can't happen. I don't think that one can happen to a barbarian. But yeah, it's bards are a lot of fun because they're very versatile. They are basically the jack of all trades. They can fight pretty okay. They can sneak pretty okay. They can do magic pretty okay. They can do all of it. And you can talk your way out of boss fights, which is really funny.
Well, one of the more difficult things is to know what your character is going to look like max level, because your abilities.
Yeah, I mean, unless you know D&D,
on the way up. So, and it's also up to what you choose, because some classes will have 3 subsets you can choose from.
Which is also why I'm like scared to multiclass. I know multiclassing can be some really OP stuff, but but then you don't get to see the highest levels of some of these classes. But like, I want to see what a level 12 bard is like, but I also kind of want to take a couple classes into something else. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching. This was a nice BG3 tangent for 20 minutes. I love that.
Sorry.
No, that's all good. Like, I mean, I suppose like we could just turn this show into like the Thursday BG3 talk and just talk BG3 for 2 hours straight every Thursday. But yeah, we're not gonna do that. At least not yet. Maybe if it's a boring news week, we might do that at some point. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. And I'm gonna roll the outro now, because the intro never played. Boom. There we go. Awesome. Thank you.